Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. He Knows Ball here on September 30th. For those of you listening on VMFM 91.7, it is the 50th anniversary today. I believe Ernie said I think 8 p.m. was their first ever broadcast.
Right.
So 8 p.m.
Happy birthday.
Happy 50th birthday. The big 5-0.
Round of applause.
I believe that's warranted. But yeah, no, 50th anniversary of He Knows Ball, an absolute great one. Corey, you look a little different today.
Yeah, the Steelers drove me so insane that I dyed my hair to be a ginger, and I just didn't show up.
Yeah, that's no, our man Corey IU feeling a little under the weather, inactive for this episode. Hopefully we don't have to put him on the IR. That's the goal. Hopefully next week he's doing like high knees, like Russ on the sideline, full uniform. But so we're missing Corey. Action-packed show today. But we're gonna kick it off. We usually kick off with Does He Know Ball, but we are gonna kick it off with a little something different. We're gonna go over the new standings of the Monday night picks. Unfortunately, I am no longer the crown holder, which sucks. But we do have a new crown holder, and that is Bernie Radel. Bernie, come on down.
Yay.
Take your crown, bucko. Should be mine. You can pop a squad.
No, I'm going to do my victory lap.
Okay.
Victory lap?
Pop that crown on. How are you doing today, bud?
I'm doing all right. How you doing? Oh, jeez.
Oh, no.
That crown does not look good on anybody.
It looks the best on me.
I already took it off.
Yeah, I know. You're not
I don't
proud.
even want it anymore.
You're not proud.
Do you think it'll fit like on over the
Oh,
headset?
absolutely
Probably
not.
way
There
better.
you go.
There you go.
You just have to balance it.
We need some advice from this guy. He's the only one that knows how to pick, I guess, right
Yeah,
here.
he is ahead in the stand. I mean, we do have a tie for the standings. It's not very spread apart. And that Jack's just about 6 points behind, and then there's a decent gap in point differential. John, this was your first win. How does it feel to finally be on the board?
Finally got on the board. Feels good. I think tonight I'm going to go 2-0, so I'll be back in the mix. Hopefully.
Yeah. We have not proven that we know ball.
No,
we
as
did
of
not.
now.
We did not know what a commander was, and Jaden Daniels last week and this week again show what his
He's
command.
disgusting, dude.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of happy for him.
We'll get into to Jaden Daniels' success in a little bit. But Bernie, being the new champion of picks, hopefully only for this week, how does it feel to hold the throne?
You know, I feel honored to have this opportunity.
Oh,
As you
there
lose
it
your
goes.
crown.
This is why we're going to keep it right here. but
Okay.
I feel honored to know that my prediction skills are better than everyone else's here. at He Knows
Apparently,
Ball.
Bernie knows ball.
I do know
But
ball.
I guess we got to get a scepter. That might be easier than the crown.
Yeah, I can just hold it up like this.
Yeah.
And I can,
Yeah. But with you being the new crown holder, I think it's time to. Why don't you join us in some trivia since you know ball so much? Let's get started with a little bit of Does He Know Ball? Cam, what's our question for the day?
You don't want to know. But first, sound drop.
Does he know ball?
All right,
Let's see.
so I rolled in this morning. I went over the Google Doc to check the schedule for everything, and then I saw it. So, yeah. So we're celebrating the 50th birthday of 91.7 VMFM. 1974 was the date. Who won the Super Bowl in 1974? Don't look at your Google Doc.
I already put it in my notes.
Yeah.
I can't answer this. Actually, you don't answer. Bernie, who won the Super Bowl in 1974? Super Bowl 8.
the Vikings.
They close. They were in the game.
Oh, was it
but they
Pittsburgh?
lost. It was not Pittsburgh.
I'm not sure.
It's a team down south.
Down south?
Yeah.
So they must be in the AFC.
They are in the
Yep.
AFC.
Getting warmer.
It is getting. They play in a warm area.
The Miami Dolphins.
The Miami Dolphins.
Dolphins.
Miami Dolphins. They were number 1 this year, but not anymore. Tua is still throwing gang signs. But we got Snoop Huntley tonight. Can't wait to see some Snoop Huntley. Anything else you want to say to your fans out there for
My fans? Do I have any fans?
You're the new you're El Champion now.
I guess I'll have fans after this week. Thank you everyone for the support that I haven't had yet. But it's just been me, and this is how you got this, you know.
Yeah, you don't need fans.
You don't need fans. If you want something done, you got to do it yourself.
Right.
That is
You're right.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
You excited for this weekend? A little Bad Blood coming up on Saturday?
Love some wrestling. Love
Yeah.
some WWE Championship. Cody Rhodes.
Whoa.
There you go. CM Punk. Love those guys. You know,
Yeah.
it's great.
Should be good. It should be a good one.
We're doing results like
Yeah,
review
we're
next
gonna
week,
review
right?
it next week earlier on in the show. Should be a good one. Are we gonna do a little? Should we do a live stream? Yeah, maybe. Well, we'll see about the live stream. We'll
Yeah,
get
we'll see.
we'll do a little something for it though. It's like a normal start time. It's not like 3 p.m. or something. It's like normal. Okay,
It's like 7, 8.
good. Because I'm tired. I'm glad WWE expands to like overseas, but like dude, like the afternoon paper or PLEs, it's not it. Because I forget about them. I'm like, oh wait, let me go watch WWE at 7:30, and I realize, oh, it's been over for 2 hours now.
That's when you watch the reruns.
Yeah. What do you think about them moving to Netflix?
You know, it's different territory than TV, obviously, and they've been there for like 30 years or
Mhm.
however long, almost 35. So I'm kind of scared. I don't know how it's gonna be. You know, are they switching back to 2 hours for
say
Raw? Who
Attitude
knows?
Era on steroids.
I would hope so.
That honestly, like with the first episode, Dom and Liv do the Edge and Lita bit,
Oh,
in
God.
the bed in the middle of the ring.
Nah, we
That's
can't
just
do
the
that
first thing.
again. We
I
can't
mean,
do
they
that again.
could.
They could.
What's,
Would
have
they?
you speaking of WWE? Have you seen the McMahon documentary at all yet, or no?
I only watched the trailer. I haven't watched.
I
The
keep
actual
seeing
thing.
stuff pop up on like my feed, and it's like I really don't want to keep looking at it, but like I really gotta watch it. It looks very very interesting.
Apparently, they don't really touch on the McMahon allegations as
McMahon.
much.
Vince McMahon, you're fired.
They don't touch on the allegations as much. It's more of a summary of the WWF to WWE is
Mm.
what I've heard. So like, I already know what happened, so I'm not really interested.
I'm still in. I like sports documentaries and stuff like that.
Yeah, but it's a 10-part series.
It's see honestly like I'm good with like one of them because even like I'm gonna admit I haven't even finished Last Dance.
As
I
I said,
haven't-
I'd rather watch that.
It's so much. Like I can't get invested. Like you give me like a 2-part or like an hour and a half thing, I'm cool. Like the Manti Te'o Untold, I really enjoy. I need like the Untold ones. I really enjoyed them. The Johnny Manziel one, but like 10 episodes is a lot for like a docu series. But
Especially when you get about Vince McMahon. You know,
McMahon,
I mean, he's been alive for like 70 years, but I don't think we need 10 episodes, an hour each.
that's every 7 years.
Yeah, but what was he doing when he was 14?
I don't think we can say what he was doing on there.
Oh, that's a good point.
But congrats on taking the crown, man. I'm taking it back next week.
Are you? Because I saw you were in first place last week, but now you're what, like in 6th this week?
Yeah.
What
Ahead of
happened?
Soren
What
and
happened,
John,
bud?
unfortunately. Yeah.
Barely 1 point.
I'm ahead of
So-
you by one. Yeah, but Soren's in the cellar. He's fermenting down there.
How many
What-
points is he behind?
11.
Yeah.
Only 11. See, he can catch up tonight.
Oh yeah,
He's
2
12,
games.
well, he's 12 points behind me.
2 games. That's who'd you pick? Titans.
Oh, no, hey, don't give away the picks now.
No, I just want to know the first game.
No,
No,
yeah.
We got to
Okay.
keep the
I'm not-
viewers
I'm not
around for
ruining
this,
Yeah,
the second
you're
hour.
ruining it, bucko. Shh, quiet. It's not your alley yet. Go away. Go back in your trash can, Oscar the Grouch. Nah, fresh cut from Soren, so you're going to see that. But, Bernie, thank you for coming on. I can't wait to talk about wrestling next week, man.
I can't wait either. And like I said, thank you for everyone who has not supported me.
Okay.
Take the headphones off first.
Bernie Radel, everybody.
He's trashing the place.
Yeah, I know. He's like murdering the crown as he walks off.
Knocking chairs over.
He's losing his gems and everything on the thing. Such a shame. But like you said, it's the 50th anniversary of VMFM 91.7. Part of the notes we had was who had won the Super Bowl, but let's go over some of the sports and some of the results that happened in 1974. John, your Notre Dame Fighting Irish beat the Alabama Crimson Tide in the national championship.
Yeah, probably the only one we ever had against them, so that's nice.
Probably the only one you'll know of. I don't really see them winning anytime soon.
Yeah.
Dude.
See what happens.
Won this weekend, though.
Yeah,
They did
we'll
win.
get to that.
West Germany beat the Netherlands in the World Cup. I was talking about Johan Cruyff. The only reason I know that
You had it
is
right
Ted
the first
Lasso.
time.
Was it?
Oh yeah, Cruyff.
Oh, it's I thought it was Klauf.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, wait, no, because in Ted Lasso, the one Dutch character corrects the coach for saying Krauf.
Yeah, but it's also Ted Lasso. Like he's known as the guy who doesn't know anything. Like
Well, no, but it was Coach Beard, and then the Dutch guy corrects Coach Beard for saying Krauf or Cruyff. I forget which one. I don't know.
Maybe I'm in the wrong place.
The Celtics beat the Bucks in the NBA Finals, but at that time the ABA was still around, so the Nets beat the Utah Stars. My Philadelphia Flyers beat the Bruins in the Stanley Cup, and lastly, the World Series in 1974. The Oakland Athletics beat the Los Angeles Dodgers 4-1 in the series. And after seeing this weekend, the last home series for the Oakland A's, as an Oakland fan, as not even an Oakland fan, that was so heartbreaking to watch. Like, seeing that fan stuck around hours after the game, a grounds crew were like giving them dirt to put in like water bottles and stuff. Like, it actually wasn't even this week; it was Wednesday. The last series was during the week. It was just heartbreaking to watch. Like, I don't understand, because they don't even have a plan for Vegas. They're robbing. Oakland has been gutted of their teams. Golden State moved across the bay. The Raiders moved out to Vegas. The A's are moving out to Vegas. Like, they've lost everything. Like, in such like a city with like rich sports history.
No, Oakland for sure has always, showed up. I mean, I'm not the biggest baseball guy, and I've even when I was playing t-ball, like I remember I was like on the Oakland A's, like when they had like the little, they always like steal the copyright and I would make the kids wear like the hats and stuff. But like the Raiders especially, like I think that was a lot more surprising, and you can see the consequences of it now looking at Las Vegas. I mean, even like the same thing with the Rams moving from St. Louis to LA. It's literally a neutral zone at that point. Like it is, there's still some Raiders faithful that do definitely come out to those games, but it's 50-50 half. Like there's no real.
It is
home field advantage.
there is a lot of traveling.
People are just going to Vegas for the weekend. Like, yeah, their team's there. Okay, honey, we're booking the trip to Vegas this weekend. Like that's how it's gonna end up.
It's not the only thing
No.
they're booking in Vegas.
Yeah.
Gotta go to the bookies too. But no, seriously, like Oakland, especially the A's. Obviously in recent years, they have not been great, and it sucks. And like they've shown flashes. They have some talent. Like Brent Rooker has been a guy who has absolutely balled out. He's one of the finalists for the MLB All First Team. Lawrence Butler was great this year. They have an absolute beast in the bullpen in Mason Miller. Like they have guys. They have a lot of guys who I'm interested to see like how they develop, but it just sucks that it won't be in Oakland. It's going to be in Sacramento for 3 years. No disrespect to Sacramento, but ew. Yeah, it's just like the Sacramento A's don't sound good. Even like the Las Vegas Athletics don't sound good. It's just something about that Oakland. And one of the guys I always see is Dallas Braden. Now Dallas Braden played there for, I believe it was 4 years. He's their color guy. Did throw a perfect game on Mother's Day, which is pretty sick. But he's such like a Oakland homebody. And like I know how much it's like hurting. It's killing him. He's the purest definition of that fan base. He may have been a ball player for 4 years, and he might be in the commentary booth, but like he loves Oakland sports in general, but Oakland baseball specifically. And it just sucks to see cheap owners just doing stuff like this. And it's not even this isn't the only example. Like Oakland has been really bad. John Fisher has been such a cheapskate. It's it's bad when Oakland news. Like an Oakland sports anchor is calling him out on a live news broadcast. Like that's how you know it's really, really bad. But even like the Pirates owner too, like DFA's Rowdy Tellez has 4 plate appearances left before he gets a $200,000 bonus. DFA's him, so he can't get that. Did the same thing for Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. There was rumors that it wasn't net. Like they tried offering to put him back in the lineup, and it wasn't the same situation. They're going to say that to cover their bases. I don't believe it. Like, you're costing these... And all it's doing is hurting them in free agency. If it comes down to a free agent being like, I'm between Pittsburgh and another team, they're going to be like, oh, if they're giving me incentive-based stuff, I'm not going to Pittsburgh. Because that means I'm not going to get my money. You know what I mean? Like, and even the White Sox owner came out and was like, this is such an embarrassing season. And don't get me wrong, when you set the record for most losses in a single season, John's Mets are finally
It's
no
over. It's
longer
finally over.
no longer hold that crown. But like
They did it.
when you don't put the effort and time and in their case money into making your team better, I don't know what you expect. And the worst thing is the White Sox got a top 5 pick last year. They can't get another top 5 pick this year. So they finish as the worst team in MLB history. And at best, they can get the 6th overall pick in the upcoming draft. It doesn't make sense to me. Like, you don't put in the time. Honestly, like, with how bad they were, you would have thought they would have traded Luis Robert, and Garrett Crochet, and at least try to get because again, this season was lost. You held on to them for what? You're going to win 40 games next year? Great. You're not going to put in the time. Their system isn't the best. Like, they have a couple guys, but like they don't have like this end all be all farm system where it's like, all right, in the next 5 years, this team could be legit. Like, they're nowhere near being a competent baseball team.
Yeah, like I don't really understand what's the purpose, right? Like, you're just gonna be terrible for the next 10 years.
They're
you're not gonna
rolling.
win anything.
They're rolling us out.
Yeah,
They're putting
literally.
Kino's ball in the field.
Yeah,
That's literally what they're doing. And look, I think we'd win 32 games, maybe, probably not. But seriously, they're rolling out, and more or less an embarrassment of a baseball team, wasting their fans' time and money, and then they'll complain. Well, we don't get the support, so we're gonna leave. Because that's what happened. That's what happened with Oakland. You're not paying guys. These teams are becoming farm systems for. And look, that's how baseball is. That's what happens when you have big market teams. When you have a team like LA, yes, you become a farm system. Mm-hmm. I get it. You become a farm system for the Yankees or the Mets or the Phillies. Like, these bigger market teams, make an effort. I mean, Oakland. You think about the guys. Let's go in the last 5 or so years. Matt Chapman, Matt Olson. Chris Bassett, Liam Hendricks, all guys who are Oakland, developed in Oakland, all left in free agency because they didn't even try to pay them. There was rumor Mason Miller was a rookie. There was rumors that they should trade him now because they're not going to pay him in 5 years.
they should.
They should have, yeah, because you're right. They should have traded Brent Rooker because they're not going to pay him when he comes to free agency in a few years. The fact that is how your franchise is viewed, how can you? These owners don't they don't have pride in their teams.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, like I said earlier, I didn't really follow the whole MLB season, but the one thing that did have me swept in is the Chicago White Sox guy on TikTok, the one with the paper bag. That man made me so invested in the Chicago White Sox for absolutely no reason. And I was reading that I guess press release that they posted out on Twitter yesterday of anyways, shout out to the Chicago White Sox admin. That dude was killing it on Twitter all season long. He was actually really funny. But anyway, that press release that Jerry put out, just I don't know, dude. It felt like the classic, just corporate.
You had to put something out,
extremely just PR-ish. I don't know, dude. I feel like there's definitely better ways you could have gone about it. Whether it be actually creating a video or even showing up to I don't even think he was at the final homestead.
Nope.
Show your face at least, dude. You're hiding away in your Chicago mansion while all of your fans are struggling to put a smile on their face because their team just absolutely is garbage.
There's no comparison. I really don't get it. And again, I'm not a multi-billionaire. I'm never gonna be. Maybe I will.
You will be.
I mean, look,
We all will.
that'd be great if we had that money. Maybe He Knows Ball becomes franchise or something. That'd be pretty sick. But I'm not a multi-billionaire. But the way that they look at their teams is just as lining their pockets with money. They don't care.
It's like a little toy.
It literally is. But you would think all right, your little toy's broken, maybe fix it.
They don't care.
No, they're just all right, whatever. I'm gonna milk as much money as I can, and that's what I'm saying. The White Sox are gonna be so bad, and then fans are gonna stop showing up, and then it was oh well, we're not seeing what we want, so we're gonna move the White Sox, who have been a rich team. Again, I'm not saying they're gonna move, but hypothetically, fans stop showing up. We're gonna move to, I don't know what's
Salt Lake City.
Yeah, well, I don't understand the appeal.
Buffalo.
Buffalo. Buffalo. I can but I don't understand the appeal of Salt Lake City. Why is everyone there's the Coyotes moved out there from Arizona.
Yeah, but they were forced to. Also.
They were but why Salt Lake City?
Jazz.
Heard it's nice out there.
No, I know that. I know the Jazz are, but I didn't think that Salt Lake City was such a big market. I would think
they're pretty rich. I mean, their fans relatively show up. I mean, they even have like Real Salt Lake in the MLS, and they do pretty
Mhm.
good. Like their team still.
I
Like,
mean,
their fans do show up for being a very.
I guess
small
I was
state.
gonna say. I guess if the fans are packing, well, I know for the Jazz they pack out.
Oh yeah.
Well, like when it was Mitchell and Gobert and they had like their couple good years of like really good runs, they
Starting COVID.
packed. Yeah, yeah. That's about when the fans. That's when Utah stopped being good. But no, like, okay, Gobert, relax. But speaking of the NBA, we completely forgot to add this in, John. In the
Oh,
notes.
it's in there.
It's
in my
in
team
team
takes, but-
takes. We'll get to it in a second. Well, yeah, I'll save that for team takes because I know you're gonna get fired.
Yeah.
You're gonna get fired up for that.
Both ways today. Excited and very angry, but
But let's finish up with the baseball. Kind of unprecedented events occurring today. A doubleheader between the Mets and the Braves. If both teams take a game, Arizona is out, and if either team gets swept, they are out. I saw a graphic that had the breakdown, and at the bottom it said, "Worst team in baseball, the Chicago White Sox." So it's still taking digs at them. We were talking about this a little bit before we went on air. If the Braves or the Mets win, you don't think that they're going to roll out their at least like put out their best lineup because they are still division rivals. I feel like you don't want to face them again anymore.
no, I get that. But like for the Mets' sake, say they win the first game, like you're not going to put Lindor out there for a meaningless game with the injury he's been going through.
With him, yeah. but
Same
like,
with Alvarez too. Like I don't even think you want to put like someone out there like Nimmo. Like you're not going to want to put your guys out there. I understand and be like go for the kill, get the Braves eliminated, but like you don't even want to waste pitching at that point because now you got to go play tomorrow too. So it's not worth
I know
it.
you want to see Ottavino throw 5 innings if they.
He
win the
should
first
start
game.
game 2 if they win game 1. Let him pitch like 5 innings and then tell him
Then DFA him.
pack your bags, go home. We don't need you anymore.
Little Rowdy Tellez DFA.
Yeah.
But no, it's going to be very, very interesting. Last recap of the postseason spots. We got the Yankees as the top seed in the AL, followed by the Guardians. And I'm so upset about the Guardians. They were supposed to play yesterday, and it got postponed because of the weather. I think they were supposed to play the Astros, and it got postponed because of the weather. I believe Jose Ramirez finished 1 double and
A home run.
and a home run
Yep.
short of a 40-40-40 season, which had never been done before. I think it's
Yep.
insane that like the MLB has been around since 1883, and there's still things that we have not seen. Like there's still like 50-50. This was the first time we ever seen. And Ohtani was going for 60-60, which was crazy. But like yeah, that I'm kind of disappointed. I know it's so meaningless, and especially with Houston having to play tomorrow against Detroit. I really wish they would have forced that game to be played just to see if J-Ram could get it, because he probably would have too. And not to say he won't get that close again next year, but we don't know. We never know what's going to happen. But Guardians is the 2 seed. They also earn the first round bye. Houston wins the West as the 3 seed, are hosting the Detroit Tigers, who I'm not going to lie, I had no clue that they were going to be here. They were sellers at the deadline, but Detroit's in. And then the other 2 wild cards, the Orioles are hosting the Kansas City Royals. No 100-game winner this year for either league. Kind of a weird year. I feel like we always at least get one. But over in the NL, the Dodgers clinched the best record in baseball and the top seed in the NL. Phillies, first round bye. Then we got the Brewers, who clinched in as the Central winners. Padres are clinched in as the top wild card. And like you said, we got 3 teams. If you're Arizona, how sick to your stomach are you? Because you can't even control your destiny at this point. And like you said, if the odds are that probably whoever wins the first game is going to roll out their top guys. So you're just praying for the bench guys to carry the offense or do something. Because they're having a watch party, probably ordering some Dominoes or something, just like chilling in the locker room. And also, like, they don't even know where they're going to fly. Because at least, like, all right, if you lose the first game, odds are you kind of know you're going to Milwaukee, right? But,
Yeah.
well,
if the Braves win 1, they automatically go to San Diego.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So the
Yeah.
Braves won the first one. It's like, all right, the Mets, they have to win, but they know, like, Arizona has no idea where they could go at this point. It sucks.
Yeah.
It's even like the Braves and the Mets, like, they can win both games. All right, cool. We got to be on a flight in an hour, and we got to go play tomorrow. with our guys already being exhausted. So either way, like I don't have a lot of faith in either team to make a deep run.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
It is really tough because, like, I think the Braves are also completely banged up.
Yeah.
You lose Acuna and Strider early in the year. Riley, he bangs up his hand. Like, it sucks for them. I mean, they get Chris Sale, who is the NL Triple Crown winner. Didn't expect that. Again, I look like the biggest stunad for saying that the Red Sox won the trade with getting rid of Chris Sale and getting Vaughn Grisham.
Yeah,
I said, you know what? That's a good move for the Red Sox. He's going to be a future second
he
baseman.
was in AAA this year.
I was going to say, I think he maybe had like 30 MLB at bats. Like, it was really bad. But all right, if we had to stamp right now, what is the World Series matchup going to be? JD, who we got?
Astros and Padres.
But you didn't want to pick the Padres.
No, they're the hottest team though.
That is fair. It does matter.
And they're both. That's a 5-inning game when you play them.
That is true. Their bullpen has been electric this year, dude. Cam, before I get to my pick, Cam, who do you think is going to be? What do you think the World Series matchup is going to be?
Dude, realistically, I just don't know baseball. Like, you're lucky if you catch me. I'm really hyped for Red October. I mean, like, I was
Red
excited.
October is always great.
I mean, growing up, like, I was a big Tigers fan, and then they kind of just got bad, and then, like, I was like, okay, well, everything in Detroit is just miserable. Thanks, Dad. So, I mean, I really picked up on the Lions and stuff. I don't really know. I know the Tigers are on a crazy amount of momentum right now. So, I mean, like, ride with the home team, but it's definitely not going to be. I'm just going to say the Phillies are going to make it to the World Series.
I like the take. I really think I've been adamant all year that it's going to be Astros Phillies. I think the Phillies definitely lost some momentum during the second half. I think Ranger Suarez really, really struggled. Obviously, injuries kind of came around. Boom, missed some time. JT was banged up.
Castellanos playing every game of the
Yeah,
season,
dude,
though.
Casty's
That's crazy.
Casty's a workhorse, and like this is when he gets hot.
Hungover and all.
I mean, I was gonna say after they clinched the division, he's still rolling out there.
Yeah, that game was bad.
He was the first Philly. I seen the stat yesterday. He's the first Philly since Jimmy Rollins in 2007, the year he won the MVP, to play all 162 games.
Good for him. Good guy.
Not going to win the MVP, but
No.
congrats to Casty. I definitely, like, this day and age of baseball, we don't see that anymore.
Nope.
I think there were 6 guys, depending on if Olsen and Ozuna play today, both games. I think Alonso, same thing.
Yeah.
If
Lindor would have had it too if he didn't get
he
hurt.
didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
But yeah, if those 3 guys miss any games today, I think there's only 2 or 3 guys who played every game this season. Like, it's a dying breed when you think about like how many straight games Keller's been played.
Yeah.
Like that's never gonna be done again. But the team I'd be scared of the most in the MLB postseason is the Cleveland Guardians. You talk about having a bullpen that's lights out. Emmanuel Clase casually had like a .68 ERA. Like their entire pen. I saw yesterday. It was teams to have pitchers with, I think it was like relievers with a sub 2 ERA and throw over 74 games. The Guardians had 4 of them this year. Now again, postseason baseball is very different. It's not playing the White Sox on a Tuesday afternoon. It is high leverage, and I think Clase will thrive, especially having home field advantage. Cleveland packs out.
Yeah.
We saw how it was in 2016 when they went to the World Series. When they have a good baseball team, they are there. So I'd be very fearful of the Guardians, but I'm going to rock with Phillies Astros. Red October as always. But let's move away from baseball. Not necessarily, but let's see how our teams check in, how our teams went. John, I'll let you start. It's time for some team takes. JD, how we feeling about your teams?
Overall, I'm feeling good, but there's just the one stinker of yesterday, so we can get to that one last. So we talked about the Mets and Braves. Hopefully they just get me one win today. Make it the first game so that everyone can just sit back and relax game 2. Please.
Making you lose your voice.
I'm losing my voice over this from screaming. Like, please, just win the first game. Let McGill go out there, just shove 7 innings, no runs, just go crazy. Over the Knicks, huge trade for Karl Anthony Towns. That was nuts. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about that, but like that, I feel just put the Knicks up a peg on the pecking order for the Eastern Conference because, I mean, Randall didn't fit the team anymore, in my opinion. I felt like that wasn't going to work, and then there was reports that DiVincenzo wasn't going to be happy with his bench role. sent both of them out, bring in a shooting center. I think that's going to be perfect for the Knicks. Notre Dame with a big W over Louisville. Finally, Marcus Freeman, I think, got his big win that he needed over Louisville.
Dying over there, buddy? Out of breath?
Yeah, I'm just trying to warm up for this one. The Jets, man. This you gotta wake up. You gotta wake up. Like Salah and Hackett. Are you on the field? Like, do you know what's going on? 13 penalties. Then after the game, you want to be like, oh, maybe Rodgers should simple up his cadence. Are you serious? That's what you're gonna say to that. Like, what is the problem? Like, you can't beat the Broncos. Oh, now we got a quarterback. Well, you can't protect them. Then you're gonna do stupid penalties. Doesn't know when to call a timeout. The scheme is it's stupid. It's like a high school offense. Like, what are you doing? Like, how does Hackett even have a job? I'm done. I can't do this.
How about Breece Hall, though? Can we talk about Breece Hall for a little bit?
40 yards.
I'll give him a pass. He's a stud.
Okay.
He just had off.
What day? What day at MetLife?
Is that how it feels to see rage from another side? I remember last week I was crashing out.
Honestly, like that was a lot calmer. But if he had a voice, I feel like
I think
I would
yeah,
let it rip.
if
I don't
John-
have a
if-
great voice.
Yeah, if John
Yeah.
wasn't struggling right now.
But that's good. That one's gonna be a hard top to rant to top, Vinny. But maybe you might today. Honestly, I want to be shocked.
I just got one more thing. I'm sorry. It's just like this is the problem with the Jets. You have 10 days to prepare, and you do that. Like, I'm not going crazy, right? Like, I'm not going crazy. 10 days to prepare, and you can't, and you didn't know they were gonna blitz the hell out of you like that. Like, come on. Like, Rodgers got hit 14 times, and you think he's gonna survive a season? Like, what are we doing?
Survived a game.
And then Salah wants to walk around thinking that he has got a playoff team there. He's gonna single-handedly ruin the season.
Yeah, I mean he's
Just not good.
I saw that whole. I didn't see his quote about him talking about cadences, but I did see Rodgers respond.
Well, he
back
wasn't
in the
happy
press
with it.
conference.
Yeah,
I don't
Rodgers-
blame him either. How could you even tell Aaron Rodgers to do that? I mean,
Yeah.
that man is sacrificing what should be his time in a retirement home to go play for probably the worst
Should
team
be in the
New York.
cave somewhere right now. I mean, he always wants to say, I want to do this, do that. He's going out there trying to help a team that's never won anything. And then you got a coach thinking that he's the coolest guy on the earth running up steps before a game that's going to help him win. Come on.
It is actually kind of embarrassing how like New York is struggling with two of probably the I can't say the two worst NFL coaches this year, but like Brian Dable and Robert Taylor, like just both so unbelievably garbage for both of those franchises. And two, honestly, at this point, like I don't want to bring up like Daniel Jones like that, but like I think Daniel Jones had a pretty solid game this week. Like it just sucks, bro. Like obviously, I really don't care about New York like that, but like it's sad how badly they're ruining both of those teams.
I agree. It just annoys me. Like, you have 20 wins as a coach and you've lost 18 games by double digits and you walk around like you're like the hot shot. Like, come on. I could do better than that. I never played football in my life. I could probably win more games than that. Give me Aaron Rodgers at 70%. You're telling me you can't beat the Broncos? Like, come on. Like, what?
Bo Nix is a dog, though.
He threw for 60 yards. That's what even bothers me
He was
even more.
at negative yards going down.
No. I don't get it. That was like 2023 all over again. But no, we have Hackett. Oh, he loves it. He knows when Rodgers plays, he's the best OC in the league. Oh, yeah. All right, you guys can go because I'm just gonna keep going all show.
Focus on.
We'll lose viewers.
Focus on
The
Towns.
Mets and the
You got
Mets
Towns.
today.
You got Towns.
Cat was a bit. Yeah, I'm happy now. I might be like bipolar.
I'll
or
make you
something
happy.
today.
I'll make you happy. The last two times the Minnesota Timberwolves traded their star big man, Kevin Garnett, Celtics won a
You're right.
championship.
I saw that.
Kevin Love goes to the Cavs. They won a championship. So maybe Knicks championships on the horizon, man.
The Knicks starting five is pretty good. I gotta be happy about that.
I'm kind of upset we didn't get to see the full capacity of the Nova Knicks.
Yeah.
We didn't get to see it.
But I mean, if
they're still gonna be very, very good. They're a terrifying team.
and like if those reports are true, like what's his name wasn't happy with his
Diva.
role.
Well, you got to think with Randall being out last year and how the offense ran. Diva was getting like 20 shots a game.
Yeah, it wasn't gonna happen. this year.
He's maybe get. I mean, even in Minnesota, he's not getting that.
No. But now
but
he's got to
they-
kind of be quiet. And
I think
play.
they're going to rely on him a little bit more.
Yeah.
I think it'll be. He's still going to probably come off the bench, but he's probably going to get more minutes than what was projected.
I mean, he'll be an elite six man. Like that guy.
That's what he is. He only had to start as much because the
they were
offense
injured.
was banged
Yeah,
up. But yeah, I
right,
mean,
right.
Brunson, Hart, Bridges, OG, and Cat.
Pretty good.
It's a scary team.
And I think they got one more move in them.
You think they're?
I think Mitch Rob's gonna go.
You think that it's like a big splash or just like a kind of deathly?
I think that Mitch Rob's gonna go, and I think they're gonna bring in like a kind of like a wing kind of scorer off the bench because they don't really have that right now. They just have
So,
bunch of guards.
So Dante DiVincenzo.
I mean,
Realistically, you replace.
who was
but
that guy
someone
in
who's
New Orleans? I saw. Was it Trey Murphy? I
Yeah.
heard rumors about him. Let's bring him in as a bench guy because he could score. I mean, we need that because we can't go with a 7-man rotation again.
Even though that's Tom Thibodeau's favorite thing to do.
Yeah. Well, the regular season, he bumps it up to 9. Ooh.
Okay.
All right. I'm done.
Cam,
I promise.
Cam, you want to go? 'Cause
Yeah,
I
know
gotta.
you got a boiling
gotta
point.
build up, yeah.
I guess we'll start it off on a lighter note. I still love Britton Covey. Granted, that's not part of my team.
Should we bring up the stat?
Yeah, we'll talk about that. We have to get into that later. But we're gonna do the first soccer name drop of He Knows Ball history. But before we get into that, out of respect, Corey, I did delete your notes, but I mean, we should talk about the Steelers a little bit later. But Justin Fields throwing for over 300 yards this weekend, absolutely wild game. I think if Anthony Richardson stays in that game, Steelers come out with the victory. I mean, Joe Flacco played out of his mind, dude. But
Joe Flacco's
I'm kind of. I can't say that. I'm glad Joe Flacco is back on the field. I don't truly care about the Colts, but for Colts fans' sakes, I don't want to say I'm Anthony Richardson's number one hater. I'm just still his number one questioner. I just don't understand why he even got drafted in the first place. That game against the Steelers was probably his 23rd game since high school. It just doesn't make any sense to me mentally. But anyways, first soccer little He Knows Ball thing. My team, Philadelphia Union, are coming off a very disappointing 1-1 draw after beating DC United 4-0 the previous weekend. I mean, we're trying to make a push, and I know we were talking about garbage owners. That team has a pretty garbage owner. I can't stand Jay Sugarman. That dude sucks. Go back to Wall Street. Get out of soccer. Nathan Harriel bagging a goal in the 68th minute, but once again, just our defense is in shambles. It's been in shambles since we lost the MLS Cup final and the Phillies lost the World Series in the same day. I don't know what happened to the chemistry between Jacob Glesnes and Jake Elliott. It's just starting to drive me insane. I don't know. No one looks like they're together back there. I don't really have a whole lot to say. Just disappointing. We need to make the playoffs. I mean, if we don't, it's first time in 7 years that we haven't made it, and it's probably just going to ruin my entire year. Tigers made the playoffs for the first time in 10 years, though, so that was pretty sick. I got to hang out with my aunt and my grandma from Michigan this past weekend. And
Auntie Gorm.
Yeah, they were very excited, extremely excited. So, yeah, I mean, they even got tickets for. They were there for the most important day in White Sox history.
Were they actually?
Yeah, they got tickets to go to Comerica for that first game against the White Sox.
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, I didn't mention that. They also did seal history for the Chicago White Sox. So
They're
congratulations.
They're the reason.
Yeah, 121 losses in a single season. You can thank the Tigers for that one.
That makes me so happy. They're right here, right here. This logo represents losing, right? They have the record.
Might as well be Soren's fantasy team.
They have the record. Wow, that was a shot. Now you got to remember that for Soren's Alley.
For the final part of my team takes today, Detroit Lions play Monday Night Football tonight. I am tweaking out for this game, dude. We cannot. I am so angry that the Minnesota Vikings are good. I was looking forward to seeing J.J. McCarthy just be all right this season, kind of rooting for him just because he played for Michigan. But the fact that they're on fire, this game has me full of absolute anxiety. We have not beaten the Seahawks since 2012. Granted, last year we lost in OT. Whoever got the ball first was going to win that game because that was an absolute shootout between Geno Smith and Jared Goff. Both threw for over 300 yards. I mean, Jared Goff 3 passing touchdowns. Geno had 2 that game. I don't even know where I start with this game. I mean, Frank Ragnow not being in this game is giving me a heart attack. I mean, that dude was on the injury report every single game last year for knee, toe, back, head, shoulder, everything.
Armpit,
and then
right?
Literally armpit as well. And then we go play the Cardinals last week and he tears his pec. I really want Jared Goff to have a good game, but he's been worrying me these past 3. And the fact that he cannot move out of the pocket and he now just doesn't have the best center in the league, arguably. I don't know. We can probably debate that, but probably Frank Ragnow is the best center. Yeah, best center in the league. Not having him has me extremely worried about what our O-line situation is going to look like. Because we traded Jonah Jackson to the Rams, and he slid over for center for Stafford. If we still had him, maybe my anxiety could calm down a little bit. I'd feel a lot better. I just don't. Goff without an O-line, he's not going to be able to throw for 3 touchdowns like he did last time. I really hope it's an absolute shootout, but it's just going to be tough. And I mean, these past 3 games for the Lions, we have been able to move the ball very efficiently. I mean, we have the best 2 running backs in the entire league. That running back room is easily the best in the league. There is no doubt. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, both just absolute workhorses. They have their roles. Granted, I think Derrick Henry last night probably pushing that a little bit. That running back room in the Ravens is absolutely disgusting as well. But Brian Branch, I don't know how he's playing after having that concussion against the Cardinals. I'm glad to see he's back, but we need to get the ball. Jared Goff needs to pass this ball. He needs to get this ball moving early. I know he doesn't have the center. We can rely on the run game. The run game will always be there, but he needs to get his confidence back, and he just needs to be able to move that rock. I don't care if it's to Amon-Ra, J-Mo. We just picked up Tim Patrick. I just don't care. We got to throw the ball. That's the bottom line. Hutch, do your thing, dude. I love you so much. I absolutely love you. Terran Arnold, you did a pretty good job against the Cardinals this past weekend. If you get another PI in the end zone, like, we're going to have problems, dude. I know you're a rookie. You can't. It's not Alabama anymore. You can't be doing that stuff. It almost costed us 2 games. Carlton Davis finally had a really good game last week against the Cardinals. I hope he can keep it up, dude. I mean, and then Anzalone's back. I mean, with Anzalone and Jack Campbell once again back at that middle linebacker, I mean, I love Malcolm Rodriguez, but we can only be better, right? Like, I don't know, dude. It's going to be a shootout. I'm scared. Didn't go.
Did you just name drop Tim Patrick?
Yeah.
Is that who you're looking forward to?
Yes. Dude, I think he's. I don't know why. I saw like Barstool Detroit like posted his old-fashioned highlights from like the 2016 season. I was like, oh, he's gonna have a big game. Like, come on, Donovan Peoples-Jones got picked up, and he played like 1 game for the Lions, and he was an absolute blast to watch in the playoffs.
He's gonna have the Julio Jones game from last year, just 2 touchdowns, and then evaporate from the face of the earth.
God, I hope so, because it is the game to do it. Yeah, dude, I don't know. Pick up an edge rusher, dude. Come on, Brad.
All right, I'm going to work in reverse order to you, John. I'm going to start with the bad and then get to the good.
You sure about that? Actually, yeah, do that,
Yeah.
because I thought that was gonna help, and it just got worse. Yeah, do that.
Because that's why I
Put
did
this rip first, and then you get happy.
Yeah, and then because I'm gonna focus.
I'm right here if you need me
I
to.
appreciate it.
Got it.
Look, all my teams have a bye coming up, which is great.
That's
Which is
perfect.
great. Get some rest.
Lowers the blood pressure.
Yes.
Yeah.
For my sake, yes, because I'm going insane. Oklahoma won. It was not pretty. If it wasn't for a late game pick 6, and again, Auburn's defense is very good. I will give them that. Like, they have one of the better. They have a very slept-on defense. Down south. I don't know why I said it like that.
Come on.
But no, Oklahoma escaped with, again, their first SEC victory on the road. I'll take it. A little Kip 6. But seriously, the offense was not clicking. I know it was Michael Hawkins' first start. And he did well with his legs, just under 70 yards and a rushing touchdown. But, like, he only attempted 15 passes. That really concerns me. Again, the defense looks good. Like, they're doing their thing. But I'm not confident. They have the bye this week, which is great. And then it's Red River. Last year we won the Red River game against Texas. I don't know how. We did. Like, Dylan Gabriel had a great game, but the only thing I have to hope is Ewers restrains his oblique, and then Arch Manning looks terrible, because otherwise Oklahoma is going to lose by 40, and their CFP hopes are going to be gone.
You ready?
I really don't want to talk. I really don't want to talk about them. I hate you, Nick Sirianni. Like, I don't even have the energy to yell at you this week. I mean, you get bodied by the Bucks. They own Nick Sirianni. They've played 4 games against the Bucks since Sirianni started. All 4 have been blowouts, one way or another. They've been at least 2-score games. But they've ended your season twice, and they spanked you yesterday. And I mean spanked you. Like, Baker Mayfield looked like Heisman Baker yesterday. Like, the defense got better in the second half. That's great, but when you allow 24 points to start a game, like, you're not winning. Like,
Love to see C.J. Gardner-Johnson get exposed. I'll just drop that.
no, that's fair. Because he did.
Once again.
The offense, I hate giving them benefit of the doubt. You don't have your best O-lineman. You don't have your top 2 receivers. You don't have the GOAT, Britton Covey. I don't know what you expect to happen. again, I think the plan's there. Just give the ball to Saquon and let him do his thing. Like that should just be the offense at this point until everyone's healthy.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but what is that play call in the beginning of the game? Like the first play, the Eagles drive, you have two halfbacks in the back, and you send them both on just wheel routes, just setting them to go, and have Jalen lob up the ball 30 yards to Saquon. Like I don't know how you expect that to work, especially against the Buccaneers, who are a pretty decently solid team. If it was the Giants, maybe that.
I was
going to
say if you have your top receivers out there to open up the field a little bit, but when you have Paris Campbell out there, I'm not fearing anything. Look, Paris Campbell scored a touchdown yesterday. I'll give him that. Special teams mistakes. Cooper DeJean got ran into twice. They're on a bye this week. That's what I'm going to say for all my teams. They're on a bye, which is great. When the Eagles' schedule first got released and I saw they had a week 5 bye, I was like, we're screwed. Like, having a bye that early, like, you're not going to have success. We need this bye. We need Smith to get back out. We need Spinney to get back out there. We need Lane Johnson to get healthy again. I think we need A.J. Brown back. Like, our offense has been banged up. But fortunately, we do have some time off. Can he stop Sirianni? Can you find a clue? Like, I don't know what map you need, but like, you have the Browns, which the Browns have been awful. You're at the Giants. Like, those should be 2 games that you should win handedly. But there's nothing you can be like.
Giants, that's divisional. It's going to be a little bit.
It's tough. Especially with it being on the road, and then you're at the Bengals. Go Eagles! I love my team. You know what I'm looking forward to though? It's Red October. Tomorrow, Red October starts. But again, Phillies get a first round bye. Which is actually, I don't want to. I hate buys. I think buys in the MLB actually slows your momentum.
Mm-hmm.
But for the Phillies, though, I think it does help reset because, like I said, second half, they've kind of slowed down. So this could be a good chance. We mentioned Castellanos has played every game this year. You get your guys off their feet for a few. I think just like fatigue and injuries is the big thing that's been slowing them down, especially for like a guy like Ranger. You get him a couple extra days rest. Nola threw yesterday. He's going to work on possibly extra rest.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because they don't play until Saturday, right? So he would have.
Is the 5th Saturday?
Yeah, he would have extra rest.
Yeah, so he'd have some extra rest.
Yeah.
I think the last 2 years, because bye was introduced, last year? 2 years ago?
I think the year before. 2022.
Okay, so the first year the Phillies made it, and that's when they got the momentum. And I've really thought like the buys slowed these good teams down. I actually think it's going to benefit Philly. I think being able to have that little bit of reset, because there's definitely guys battling through injuries that they're not being super public about. Please don't break my heart. No, you got this far. You won the division. Finish the freaking job, man. I can't do any more heartbreak. I have to deal with the Eagles for 14 more weeks. For the love of God, just give me something to be excited about. But I did have the stat of our GOAT, Britton Covey.
My GOAT.
No, he's now he knows ball is good. I think we got to get him on if we can. When the Eagles have Britton Covey active on their team, they're 27-9. Without Britton Covey, they're 599, 728, and 27. So they're a losing team without Britton Covey. So I think he needs to get back on the field. Battle through some injuries, Britt, please.
Same exact win percentage as Mr. Tom Brady himself.
I know. So Britton Covey is just
better than Tom Brady.
The GOAT.
Yeah.
He's the GOAT. Let's move around the rest of football. We'll start with college ball. Actually, no, we're going to bring someone on to talk about a certain team for college ball. I think it's time we go down the alley. Time to get Soren on camera. Soren, come on down.
I can't find the button. I'm so sorry, Soren. Found it.
There we go. So we'll start with Friday night's game between your Hokies and the Miami Hurricanes. Soren, what do we got, brother?
Oh, man. The Hokies just did not play well. And especially that last call in the game made me want to question whether I really want to watch this team this year. And that, like I said, man, when the refs... we're talking about the last we're talking about the last play in that game. Drones threw an amazing Hail Mary to get to the end zone for then only to be a turnover on downs. That was a little disappointing for me. And that I thought it was a touchdown because he had control of the ball, but yet he can't. I don't know, man. It's just I don't know. They
Every-
just did not show enough
Well,
effort in that game.
Soren,
too.
they did play good though.
I
You
mean,
gotta give
yes,
them that. They-
I'll give them credit for the first half.
I was gonna say,
Yeah.
well, no, it's a road
Yeah.
conference game against one of the best teams in the nation.
No, yeah.
It's like you have to give them at least a little bit of benefit of the doubt.
That's the
but
way it ended.
Yeah,
That's-
no, it definitely it leaves a bad taste in your mouth for sure.
Yeah.
I think.
It does.
No matter what, when your team loses, it doesn't matter if they play a good game. A loss is a loss. But I mean, honestly, going forward, I would feel confident in the Hokies. I mean, the loss against Rutgers, that kind of stings. But you go down to Miami, and you hang with one of the best teams. Again, the CFP it's out of reach at this point. But they play good football.
They're gonna at least try to get at least maybe a bowl game.
I was about to say they play good football the rest of the way out, especially like looking at their schedule. Stanford, I'm not crazy about. BC's not.
I think
easy.
they're traveling to Stanford.
They are on the
That's tough.
That
That's
is
tough.
tough being across the country, but this is why conferences, the realignment
It's
is
just
stupid.
stupid.
Yeah, I would actually agree with that.
Like they don't have like the easiest of schedules, but they have games they can definitely win. Especially saying like they went toe to toe, and it came down to a last second Hail Mary with one of the best teams in the nation.
And then the commentators were actually talking about how dehydration was a big factor in this game.
Gotta get some.
It was
Gotta get some high.
It was like
quality.
90
somehow, some way.
it was like 90. It was like 90 plus, right? At least. Yeah.
This is why we pump liquid IVs.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why the Eagles got blown out. It was like 105.
No,
in
it's
That
Tampa.
was-
just, no, it's because Nick Sirianni sucks.
That
No,
too.
seriously, the
But you know what? I will say this though. Nick Sirianni needs to figure it out. I am so sick and tired of his play calls. And what? We're gonna go for it on fourth down and like
ESPN
many
analytics, they
yards.
go
Like,
for
come
it.
on. Like, why can't you just take the points and run with it? I am so sick and tired of watching these birds not be able to fly.
You know why, Soren? Because Dan Campbell has changed the league forever, and he wants to be Dan Campbell so badly, but he's just terrible. He sucks.
You just basically summarized my point that I was just gonna say that.
Good to know.
Oh my god.
What else you got, Soren? You got a fresh haircut. You got that.
Yes,
Low
fresh
taper
haircut.
fade.
Everybody appreciates that.
Should we make that the picks punishment? Whoever finishes last has to get a Hino's bald hairdo.
We'll get to that.
Will we?
It's just because Soren's in the lab.
Soren, where'd you go for the haircut?
Oh, I went to the place out by Dunkin' Donuts
Elaborate.
Yeah, where?
by the Burger King up in Dixon.
That way.
Elaborate. We don't know. You can't just. What's the name of the,
The
place,
place.
Soren?
The place.
I believe it was Connie's.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is.
Did a good
so,
job though.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Looking nice and fresh, man.
I will say though, I have actually gotten to see a Oakland Athletics game in my lifetime. One player that was able to stand out to me throughout their time as being the Oakland Athletics. I don't know if this name sounds familiar, but Ioannis Cespedes.
Oh, I know him.
Oh, great.
I know
That-
him.
Former
He-
Mets legend.
He
Legend.
was part of the greatest heyday of the Athletics history.
They were pretty good back.
I don't know if it's the greatest heyday, but it was a good time
yeah,
for
that-
Oakland
It was a
baseball.
good time for the
It was
A's.
very good. Yeah.
Yeah. I figured I'd bring that up because I went to a Blue Jays Athletics game in Toronto. It was very cool to see that. Like I said, the atmosphere was crazy, but man, I wish I was able to go down to Oakland and be able to physically be there and watch the game before the demolish of the stadium.
They're not demolishing it.
Oh, they aren't?
No, they're just not.
They're
playing
actually
anymore.
a second division soccer team is actually moving in there, and they were getting very upset that fans were stealing seats. So don't steal the seats from the Oakland Stadium. I forget some Oakland second division soccer team it would like the Coliseum to be in pristine.
But I mean,
condition.
they are collecting the dirt, though.
Well-
Oh,
for
yeah, well,
keepsake.
they're not
yeah,
going
but
to use the.
I don't think a soccer team is going to be using it. Oakland Roots. That's who's going to be playing at the
Oakland
Coliseum.
Roos.
USL Championship.
Interesting.
Arguably better than the MLS. I don't like Don Garber.
Anything else you got for us, Soren, before we get out of the stinky alley?
Well, how about your fantasy?
Hey, how's
team?
fantasy going, man?
It's close.
It is
It's very
It
close.
is coming down to
King Henry is the man. He went off. I tell you what, he almost had maybe 200 yards of rushing
he was
yesterday.
I think he missed it by one.
Just by a
Yep.
few.
199, had 2 tuds.
He went off last night. I mean, Goodness gracious.
I mean,
That was incredible.
For a team that runs so much, who would have thought a power back who has had 1,000+ yards and 10+ touchdowns would be good for their offense? But no,
Yeah.
him and Lamar really did you. They saved your team because otherwise you were.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Flowers.
Otherwise, your leading scorer would have been the Niners defense.
I got news. If
However,
you guys,
however, I
Yeah.
will interject here. I have 2 players
You
tonight.
do have 2 players. I also.
I have Achan and Amon-Ra.
I still-
Two
Let's
game-
go Lions,
2
baby.
games.
Let's go Lions.
I think we know. who
Let's
someone's picking
go.
later.
I got some news here, boys. The Kembe Mutombo has passed away.
No.
What?
Yeah.
No. Are you
Age
serious?
58.
Breaking news.
What?
That's not good breaking news.
I promised. It's right here.
Really?
Yep.
Wow, this was
Well, that just ruined my day.
That just ruined Soren Alley, man.
Yeah.
Should we,
no.
finger wag for Mutombo. Finger wags up.
Oh.
It's a damn
No,
shame.
no, not today.
All right, get.
Thank you,
Thank
Soren.
you, Soren.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Appreciate it.
We'll see you when it's time for your pick.
Bye, man.
Damn, that really
Really,
dampened the mood even more, dude.
Yeah.
That sucks.
How old is he? 58?
58.
Damn, dude.
Wow. Well, that was a breaking news. I was expecting you to mention something about Rashi, right? Or like something.
Yeah,
with
that's
his
what I
name.
was
Well,
expecting.
Yeah. No, I
Wow.
saw it. It came up twice. I was like, oh, I gotta say it, man.
That is crazy. I've had Twitter open too, and I just didn't see that. Wow.
Damn, but, all right, let's continue.
All right, yeah.
That really dampens the mood on the day. Let's go over the rest of football though from this weekend. Texas handling work. The big game. Georgia and Bama duking it out this week. Looked like Bama was gonna absolutely mop the floor with the Bulldogs, but they managed to come back, take the lead. But doesn't matter. The youngster Ryan Williams, 75 yards to the crib to take the lead and ice the game for the Crimson Tide, who are now the new #1 team in college football. Jalen Milroe is insane. In every game this year, he's had at least 2 passing touchdowns and 2 rushing touchdowns. Went for, trying to do the quick math here, I believe he went for over 500 yards yesterday between rushing and passing. Like an absolute dog. Carson Beck, I hate Carson Beck sucks. Carson Beck is not good. Carson Beck threw for 54% completion percentage. Cool, he threw for 440 yards. That's what happens when you go down by 28 early in the game. You have to throw the ball a lot, which sucks because it takes one of your better players in Trevor Etienne out of the game.
Right, yeah.
But honestly, a solid game. Wouldn't be surprised if these two face in the SEC championship or they face in the CFP, because there's no doubt in my mind that both teams will make it. Georgia only dropped 3 spots from losing that game. Ohio State takes care of business. The big game, Ole Miss getting upset at home by Kentucky. I am so stunned by that because Kentucky has not looked good this year.
Well, they played Georgia tough,
Actually, no,
actually, yeah.
they've played tough games. They lost to SC by a good bit, and their only other wins were against Ohio and Southern Miss. But they might play spoilers for a lot of teams. I'm looking at who they play the rest of the year. Tennessee's ranked. Texas is ranked. Louisville's ranked. So that's 3 teams who they could play spoilers to. They're honestly, let's say they went out at this point. Are they CFP bound?
Well, they have 2
They have
losses.
2 losses,
Yeah,
which
no.
is tough. But you think if they upset Ole Miss, they hung with Georgia, they beat Texas, they beat Louisville. You think they have all these ranked wins? You don't think that they give them a little bit of love?
I don't think they put more than 3 SEC teams in
You don't
college
think?
football. No. I think that, I mean,
So you
like,
think
tough.
it's just the thing is like it's gonna be whoever wins the SEC. So Texas, Georgia, Bama, one of those 3.
Yeah, well, also whoever loses that championship game too will be a lot.
Yeah.
but I guess
per se.
Because I was gonna say like Tennessee's there too. Ole
Yeah,
Miss could win out at
it
this
makes
point.
it makes sense because like even like with you, like you were saying, like they have 2 losses in the SEC. Like we know, like Georgia most likely is going to have 2 losses by the end of this. Texas
what I'm
probably.
saying.
It's such a tough division. You're probably right. Like maybe, but like I think they're gonna have to do the cutoff at 3. Like I don't think. Because at that point, it's like, why would you have like 5, like for example, like 5 SEC teams and like every other conference gets 1? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Because it's also easily the best conference in football. Because you think like just because
True, but like it would be amazing to see like I don't know, like Georgia play like Ohio, like just some like get the MAC Nation involved.
Well,
in
they will
college
get-
football.
they'll
group
get
of
a
five
MAC.
will-
They'll
yeah.
get one, and it'll
They'll
it'll be Boise State. Go Boise State.
Yeah, it'll probably be.
I hope it's Boise State. We'll get to Corey's Moi Goi of the week at some point. But it should be Boise. But like they're gonna have more because even like Ole Miss could win out, be in the championship game, and lose. They deserve like John said. Anyone who is in the championship game, even if they lose, they're in. It could be their second loss. Soren, take the crown off. You're not the champion.
You just jinxed yourself, bro. You don't touch the trophy
You
unless
don't
it's
touch
yours.
the crown. Bernie, how are you letting him take your crown?
He actually just jinxed yourself. You don't touch the trophy until
Yeah.
the job's done.
Yeah, Soren's gonna get hit
All
by.
right, he is
he's
dead
gonna hit-
last.
He's gonna get hit by a bus now. Sorry, that was uncalled for. Penn State taking care of their first Big Ten game, hosting Illinois. USC was down big to Wisconsin, but came back and dominated in the second half. Like you said, the Irish taking out Louisville. K-State picking up a big victory over Oklahoma State. And BYU, who is dogs against Baylor, remain undefeated. So the updated rankings, like I said, Bama is the new leader, followed by Texas, who dropped a spot. Ohio State third. Tennessee fourth. Georgia only moving down to fifth. Miami dropping down after the narrow win against the Hokies. Ole Miss I'm surprised they only dropped 6 spots after the upset. I would have thought they would have dropped more, especially with it being at home. I think if it was at Kentucky, it'd be a little bit different. But only dropped 6 spots. Utah, they got upset as well. They dropped 8 spots. Louisville dropping 7. We have 25th ranked teams this week. We got Texas A&M, who dropped a spot, and UNLV, who was not ranked before this week. Them and Indiana, the 2 newbies getting moved in. Oklahoma State, the only one dropping out. I don't know how Oklahoma moves up. I'm not trying to be an Oklahoma hater at this point because they are my team, but like they should have dropped. I know you win on the road in the SEC, so they're going to give you brownie points. They didn't deserve it. They looked awful. But let's switch over to the NFL. How about your boy icing the game for the Falcons?
Cool.
Calling game the Bears picking up a win against the Rams. And that's what happens when you don't have your best receivers. That's what happens when you don't have your best players. You usually tend to lose. How about the Vikes? The Packers came back 22 points in the fourth quarter, but still just not enough for them to come back.
That team's scary. That team's really scary. Sam Darnold should not be that good.
Sam Darnold is a freak. Might have to talk about him a little bit later.
I honestly, dude, we don't know what the Week 18 schedule is going to be, but the Lions play the Vikings that week. I think that's going to end up being the primetime game. If both teams keep up with this form, dude,
100%.
that's going to be the primetime
100%.
game on Week 18.
Bengals with a dub. How about Jaden Daniels, dude? We
Nuts.
talked about it a little bit, but like when we talked about like the first week or two of going over the rookies, we're like, we don't know who's going to be the best one. I think it's clear that it's Daniels at this point. What he's been doing is insane. Obviously, he
First turnover too yesterday. Like he went 3 games without a single turnover and at least 1 touchdown.
Yeah, like he's been phenomenal at this point. He got sacked no times yesterday. His completion percentage, he's at 82% through 4 games.
It's like the highest in NFL history, right?
Which is
4 games.
It's ballistic.
Yeah, he beats Brady. I think he's at 82 and Brady was at like 77 for his first 4. Yeah.
And I think like this was a team that nobody was like, this is going to be the team that we need to focus. Like they're going to be. Their only loss was to the Bucs on the road. It was his first start. Since then, they narrowly beat the Giants. Beat the Bengals on primetime last week. We found out what a commander is. And then with last week and this week being on the road as well. So he's playing this one on the road. Wait till he plays a home game.
And I was going to say, last week we didn't get to talk about it because they played after the show. Like, going to Cincinnati, I mean, I know they're not, like, what they usually are yet. Like, beating them. And then even the Cardinals team, I thought they were better than that, like, in what they showed there yesterday.
I wanted that to be a shootout really badly.
Yeah, what Arizona has shown is they're a solid team, and they've been able to hold their own. The defense looked abysmal yesterday.
Yeah, the defense hasn't been great.
And Kyler didn't look great either.
No.
I know we just kind of mentioned the Rams-Bears game, but Caleb Williams actually becomes the first rookie in the modern NFL day history to win his first 2 games at home.
Really
It's good.
Yeah,
That's a
first one in history. I saw it on Twitter and I did a
I'm
double
gonna say,
take.
what
I was
kind
like,
what kind of like ESPN status?
I don't know, dude. The glazing is crazy.
How about the first 3 home games? How about that? Because he's probably going to win this week.
who do they?
Panthers. I mean, they're home. The
Oh,
Bears,
Andy Dalton. What are you talking about?
Bears are home though.
Hmm.
I could see him winning again.
Yeah, I guess.
Because that Bears defense has played
They played
awesome
it. They
every
played
game.
it
Oh,
so
they
far.
bailed him. Yeah, they've bailed him out a lot.
Yeah.
Even that Texans game, that shouldn't have been that close. Granted, C.J. Stroud had an awful game last week, but that was last week.
Bounce back this week though. 345 and 2 tuds against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are now 0-4, and Doug Peterson might be working at McDonald's soon.
He's fine. I don't think they'll
don't-
fire him this soon.
You don't think?
They already confirmed.
If they're
like, the front
if they're
office.
0-7, they're not getting rid of him.
Oh, I'm saying yeah, absolutely. If they're 0-7, but I think they got to give him these next 2 weeks. I don't think they get rid of Doug Peterson this quickly. Obviously, there's a lot of issues going on side internally, and I mean the front office has already confirmed that they won't be getting rid of. There won't be any immediate changes, but yeah, there's something that's gonna need to happen. I don't know if it's finally just. It's just catching up on Trevor Lawrence, and he's just no longer as good as everyone thought he was. And I don't want to use the word bust because there's obviously plenty of worse quarterbacks.
What
than him.
word?
I'm not hitting the
We're
button.
not playing the button this
No, I'm
week.
not
that one's in the past.
Yeah.
But even for Jacksonville though, they lost 3 games by less than 5 points.
And then we're not going to talk about Monday Night.
They're
Football
playing.
this
They're
week.
playing.
That
like,
one doesn't. That one's.
Soren and I don't
embarrassing.
want to talk about that pick from last week.
They're playing
Yeah.
like the first 2 week Bengals. Like the Bengals
Yeah.
are always guard. Like I don't know what they really need to get done. Like on paper they shouldn't be this bad, but like I mean there's not one player that's like really playing terribly. Like ETN is fine, Lawrence fine. Like it's just they're the epitome of
And
fine.
it
Like, they're
showed
okay.
that it looked like he finally got that connection going with Kirk the last couple of weeks.
That's true, yeah.
And even Brian Thomas too. He did. Lawrence didn't have a good game, but it seemed like he was finally building that connection with his receivers, which
Maybe they need Mac Jones. Maybe that's the key. Maybe that's the key to all of it.
he
They
was
just need to
what,
bring him off the
5th for you
bench.
last year, McCorkle last week.
Yeah, number 5.
Yeah, maybe McCorkle can fix that. Raiders picking up the game. The Browns are so bad. The Browns are so bad, dude.
That one shocks me. I mean, I'm not surprised that Deshaun Watson's terrible, but
I didn't expect him to be this bad. I mean, look, he threw for 75%. That's fine.
How many yards? Less than 200, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just checkdowns.
He's 32nd in the league in QBR this year.
Great.
That's so bad. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm kind of maybe it's because the Eagles and Oklahoma kind of like dampen my mood, but like I'm just so unimpressed with just football this week.
it's okay.
Um,
Today's gonna be great. I don't
that's
know
what
about the
we're- that's
I
what
don't
we're-
know about the Dolphins Titans game. That's gonna be something.
That's gonna.
but
That's
Lions-
like what I mean. Like if it was Tua, I'd be like, yeah, but it's Snoop Huntley. It doesn't quite.
Is
do
it? Is he starting?
Yeah,
Did
it's
they
just
give
confirmed that
Thompson
he's-
the can?
yeah.
Ooh.
Oh no, Skylar Thompson isn't the starting quarterback. I'm so sad. Like, is that really like such sad news?
I mean, sure, man. I mean, that's his livelihood.
Ravens did have a big win. Soren had mentioned how great of a game Derrick Henry played.
Josh
Which
Allen
is
looked like
He looked awful. But like, what happened last week on Monday Night Football? They spank the Jaguars, and then this week, like
I think it's just the Bills being the Bills and the Ravens being the Ravens. I mean, what the Ravens have been getting whooped the
that
first
just
like 2 games of the
yeah.
season. I mean, the Ravens do this consistently. I mean, they did it against the Lions last year with what they beat us like 44-6 or something ridiculous.
Yeah.
They'll go back next weekend and it'll be a little bit more tamer. I think it's just both teams truly in midseason form because like we see this out of the Bills so many times. They'll have a really big win. They'll blow someone out. They'll go in next week and then not even look like the same team. I think it's just.
it was tough being on the road, being in Baltimore.
I don't want to use weather as an excuse because, like, you can use that one for the Jets game. Like, that game was just terrible weather-wise. I mean, I know it wasn't the greatest conditions in Baltimore last night, but still, I think that was just both teams in midseason form. Like,
100%.
Bills are going to always do that. They're going to come back and be fine. Same with the Ravens. They'll blow a game or something, but both teams they're gonna see each other in the playoffs.
I think the big game, the big thing from last night or from yesterday in general is the Chiefs narrowly outlasted the Chargers. But the biggest storyline from that game, Rashee Rice, they're fearing that he tore his ACL, and
It's gone.
especially saying we saw that Hollywood's done for the year. Pacheco's already on the IR. It's definitely not what this Chief. I mean, it's what the NFL wants. Not for Rashee Rice to be hurt, but just for the Chiefs to have a little bit of downfall. They're still 4-0 somehow. They got Kareem Hunt looking. I don't want to say good because I don't want to support.
What did he have, like 40 points or something, or 40 yards or something?
He had 14 carries for just under 70 yards and a couple of catches.
It's not bad for his first game back.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, dude. He fantasy projected him for like I think it was 2 points. I know fantasy doesn't really correlate to like the NFL and how someone plays, but
I think it's probably just, I don't know. It's like Patrick Mahomes these last 2 games have just like, it's been all right. Like, I mean, he still threw for 245 with a touchdown.
and he
but,
got
like,
that. He finally got going with Kelsey, which I think is the big thing. That's what kind of lacked last year. Kelsey's first season under 1,000 yards in I think it was 8 years. I want to say, and so Kelsey's going to go over that this year with how with him being hurt. I think I know he's found worthy for a couple touchdowns, but he still has to build that rapport with him a little bit.
He'll always be there for like. I mean, I have him in fantasy, dude. Like, I'm
Worthy?
expecting 2 receptions out of like every game and like
For
1
75
reception.
yards
Yeah,
and a
exactly.
touchdown.
Like that's all. He's just there for the go route. I don't
I mean,
know.
that's what he's so good at. He's so fast, but that's the big storyline.
No, going back to the Rashee Rice play though, that pass by Mahomes is just terrible.
That's just
That is so bad. And then to literally put salt in the wound by like literally diving at your own wide receiver's knees after he forces the fumble is just.
yeah, it's awful, man.
It is awful, but I mean, I would probably be a little bit more sympathetic if it was literally anybody else.
John, I know you got to talk about Mahomes. I think it's time for some fantasy freakouts. Let's go a little crazy, John, because. Are you gonna get to that loud?
No. I got my anger up before. Like with Mahomes, I just don't know what it is. Like, he hasn't had really any good games yet, in my opinion. Like fantasy wise, because I mean they're 4-0, so little does he care about me. But 5 picks also, so that's just losing points. And last week, they won when they were. I don't know if you saw this at the end of the game. Instead of taking a knee like a normal quarterback, he goes back 3 yards, so I lose points in fantasy. Then he does it again yesterday. So I lost again. I lose points because of that. Like why can't you just snap the ball and go down? You don't lose yards. No, you have to go backwards 2 yards and then go down. Like what is that?
You gotta run the clock a little more.
Yeah, but they have there's it's over. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't get that.
He does. He's got to be doing it on purpose because he's done it a lot.
Yeah, he's definitely doing it on purpose. But I have to give a shout out to the Browns defense yesterday. They played very well. I mean, they didn't win the game, but I only care about the defense. They played well. Brandon Aubrey, again, he did miss one kick that I think he should have made, but he still played extremely well. He's had like over double digits in every game so far. I think him and Mahomes are like comparable in points, which is crazy. And tonight, Cam, I need your boy David Montgomery to get me 12 points. I think he got it. I think he got it easily.
He will. I mean, what? After last week, he's 15 through 16 games, like 15 touchdowns through 16 games or something ridiculous. Yeah, he'll be fine.
Because he's had a touchdown every game this year, right?
Yeah, and then I think it was just, I want to say the NFC Championship, or was it the last one he didn't get one?
Yeah, so
crazy. That's an actual sentence that I could say that. Lions in the NFC Championship. Wow.
So I think he'll get me my 12 points this week, so I could beat my buddy Jake Jones. My other league, I went up. My team put up 100 and I think 20 something points, but the opponent scored like 160. So
That's right.
that game's over. Yeah, the other league. Yeah, I got killed.
You said it sounds great to hear Lions in the NFC Championship. What about Lions in the Super Bowl?
It hasn't happened yet, dude. I can't talk about it. I remembered. This is kind of. I don't know why I'm thinking about this right now, but when I used to work at Wawa, shout out Wawa. I had a conversation with a guy. He came and ordered like 5 pizzas before like the Eagles. It was like Eagles, like
the Wawa pizza. Dude.
yeah, I know, but it was like the first week it came out, so like we'll give him a pass. He like we were doing like buy one get one free. It is.
It's
something.
so bad.
Yeah, okay, we don't have to say that, but it was like
Was it ketchup?
It was the what?
Ketchup on there?
It's like
No,
it's expensive Domino's.
pretty much. Yeah, it's still like the same like garlic aioli like around
Oh.
the
But like
and stuff.
it's like $18 for a large.
Anyways, it was the night of the rain, the pouring down rain at the link. I remember it was Bills, right? Jack Elliott
Yes.
won the game with like a 60-yard field goal or whatever. It was that night. I told him that night. I was like, yeah, we were talking about football. I was like, I saw the Lions score. I think we played the Vikings and won that day or something. And I was like, yeah, I think the Lions are going to get to the NFC Championship this year. And he goes, yeah, you're crazy. It's like, that is never going to happen.
Yeah, it would have been like, what's up now,
I, was-
bucko?
I need to meet him up again. Maybe I need to get
Wawa
back.
guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. There's a lot of characters in Wawa.
a lot.
But
Great job. Love it there.
right now, if the week were to end today, I'd be 1-2 in all my leagues. But again, I still have Soren. I still have players left in all 3 leagues. I see. Why are you pointing at me? I know his
He
name.
touched the
His
crown,
name is
so you're
Tyreek
fine.
Hill.
He said he had 1 left.
His name's Tyreek Hill. The thing that sucks is in my other league, I have Achan and Tyreek. So I'm hoping Achan does nothing and Tyreek scores like 60 points so I can come back in that league. Not going to happen. Maybe.
Nah.
We've seen crazier things.
Yeah, you never know.
But all in all, like at least in the Marywood League, very good week. You talked about Justin Fields earlier. Got me 32 points, which I love to see. My running backs, Alvin Kamara and Jordan Mason, 24.9 and 24. I hate tight ends. I hope Mark Andrews, like he's under contract till next year. They're gonna cut him after this year.
Yeah.
They
No
don't.
way.
He got 1 target. He's seeing the field even less.
But it's Mark Andrews. Like, dude's been with the Ravens
Look,
since
I
the
understand.
start.
That's what I'm saying. I would say the same thing, but he has gotten only 1 target each of the last 2 games.
Yeah, whose fault is that?
I understand.
Let the man get cardio. It's fine. Just let him get cardio.
No.
In the first half, he only had like 40% of the snaps. Like, I don't know why. Like, they're not even.
They're not even going.
Using
No,
him.
it's just it's all tight ends.
He's
this
not
year.
even
I mean,
sniffing-
Sam Laporta is more of a
No,
blocking
I
tight end, and
I-
they're,
the
like
la-
we're forcing Brock Wright
Look,
on the
the
field.
last couple of years, tight ends have been very finicky, but like at least target him. 2 targets in the last 2 games is insane. For like a guy who consensusly, I feel like over the last 5 years is a top 10 tight end. I don't think
Definitely.
that's what I'm saying. I don't even top 5 even.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to probably try to trade. I don't even want to trade for a tight end because the tight end position is so like hit or miss. But I might have to make a move. And luckily, I have a lot of like McLaurin and Kirk had good weeks this week. Xavier Worthy's the new #1 receiver in Kansas City. Aaron Jones has been really good. Jordan Mason's value is really high. So might have to make a move to get a tight end. In my other 2 leagues though, I kind of made some mistakes. Started Kyler this week. Didn't have a great week. I had Darnold in one of my leagues and didn't start him. 'Cause I thought, like I said, I was expecting a shootout in the Arizona game. And I have noted here a couple benching mistakes. I didn't start Daniels over Kyler in the 1 league. And I benched DeAndre Swift, which really hurts because he had been so
One good
bad.
game.
It's going to be his 1 game of the year. Like, I'm not selling the house after this. But Cam, what do we got for your fantasy freakouts?
Before we get into mine, I'll paraphrase Corey's. I have the notes still here. He's apparently 0-2 this week, so sorry to hear that, man.
He's struggling. This
Yeah,
year.
I can tell. Things are not getting better. Oh, that's sad. My other league loses Rashi Rice with it, which is a huge loss. Yeah. Marywood League still underwhelming. Sorry, Corey. Injuries are now killing both of my leagues, and I might be in panic mode now. The top scores between both leagues were Kamara, Diggs, and Jamar Chase. I'm now 3-1 in 1 league, first loss in a Marywood League. Now 3 straight losses at 1-3. Well, at least you're 50-50.
Yeah,
Sorry to
he
hear that,
doesn't have
man.
Bryce in our league, right?
I could check.
I'm about to say, check real quick because
Bryce Young? Like Bryce Young?
no,
No,
Rasheed
Rasheed
Rice.
Rice.
Yeah, because I was about to
Why
say, at least if it was in our league, it's like, all right, he's already kind of down. If that's in his other league, dude, I feel so bad for him. No, you have Rice in our league.
No, I don't.
Don't you?
Uh-oh.
You have Rice in any leagues?
No.
Why was Jake mentioning like Rice being started yesterday?
I think it was Wiggs.
Okay. I was about to say.
No, Corey doesn't have him in the shit in this
Anyways,
league.
I'll try. I'll do my first ever fantasy freak out.
Yeah. Freak out,
Really,
man.
really
get
nothing.
fired up.
Like honestly, nothing to freak out. I mean, I lost in all 3 leagues last week. I'm actually 1-2 in every single league. This week, odds are looking up. I'm playing Koo's fan club in my in 1 league. So yeah, shout out to Koo. I'm waiting on 4 guys to play tonight. So
4.
yeah,
Jeez,
dude,
how many
Wow.
guys do you have?
What do you have,
Who
like
do you-
3 Lions?
4.
Gibbs?
He's Wigs with Arizona.
No,
No Gibbs?
no,
Goff?
not in this. I have Gibbs in another league.
Goffy?
Knock off. I have Lamar
Okay.
in this league. Or no, I have Stroud in this league. Lamar
So
in the other
okay,
one.
so who? Monty,
Laporta?
Amon-Ra?
Amon-Ra?
Monty, Laporta, or Laporta in 1 league. I have like probably every starting lining.
Didn't you say J-Mo, right? Before you said that?
Yeah, I have J-Mo.
J-Mo.
Shut up.
You got to do it.
No.
Money bag. No, anyways, I got Jake Bates, David Montgomery, Jamal Williams, and Amon-Ra St. Brown in this one league. I'm currently down 20 points.
Jameson Williams. I'm going to say Jamal Williams is in New Orleans.
Yeah,
Yeah, J-Mo.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, he said Jamal.
I did say
I was like,
Jamal.
wait, he's back on the line.
Kind of miss him, dude. I don't know. He's a power back. I feel bad for him, but he's gone. That's why
Taysom Hill's the number 1 running back now.
Two
Yeah,
touchdowns
dude, that's
yesterday.
crazy. I'm actually kind of butthurt about that. I did drop Taysom Hill this week in both of my leagues.
And he went
I'm kind of
crazy.
done with
It's like,
him.
oh yeah, the Taysom Hill effect's
So,
over, right?
I'm not picking him up. But
He got hurt,
against Koo, like I got 4.
Ooh.
I got 4 people that I really need to pop off tonight. Hopefully the Lions have a really good game. But Travis Etienne, Brock Bowers, both disappointing. Can't really be that upset about Brock Bowers. He is a rookie after all.
Yeah.
In my other league, I'm going up against McWashed Machines. He's got 1 player left. He currently has 117 points. I'm at 132, and I have 4 guys waiting to play. So
Wow.
that one's in the bag.
Well, unless everyone goes negative or gets hurt. I think if everyone gets hurt, you're not gonna be worried about your fantasy team as much.
Oh yeah, but it's for sure. Because I got in this league, I got Sam Laporta, J-Mo, Amon-Ra, Dave Montgomery. I mean, shout out Nico Collins, 33.1. Lamar Jackson going off last night. Brian Thomas Jr., 22 points.
Solid.
A very good guy. That's what I mean. I don't
My
understand why the
cousin-
Jaguars are just
My
so
cousin
bad.
had texted me before the game, and he was like, "Do I go Kirk or I go Thomas?" I said, he was saying like they run Kirk out of the slot. I didn't think they did. He plays outside a lot.
They,
right?
I think everywhere.
Kinda,
I think.
But because so I was like, I mean, like you're fine either way, but I would go Thomas, but either way he would have been fine. They kind of both had good games. Jaguars are very curious. They're very curious about them this year.
So yeah, that's basically it. In the other league, I'm up by like 15. I got Jameer Gibbs. He doesn't have anybody. So I mean, hopefully I turn around. I mean,
Hopefully Gibbs. Doesn't
I've
just
literally
throw
have
running
fallen
backwards.
the same pattern in every league. Like the first week I lost all 3 leagues. Second week I won. Third week I lost.
So
Every single
you
one.
either
So, like, hopefully-
you either sweep the board or get swept.
Yeah, pretty
Got
much.
it.
I mean, last week was pretty close. Unfortunately, it's just like a couple things. Actually, it was Monday Night Football that screwed me over. I forgot who, but like my one friend, I was up 45 points. He had like 2 guys playing on Monday night for last week, and that just kind of ruined my week.
All right.
So nothing to freak out about, just disappointment.
Let's switch away from fantasy, and I think it's time to talk about our goys, John.
Yeah. Wait, is that your Goi?
No, I thought that was your Goi.
No, that's
Moi Goi of the week.
I'm having trouble with the audio board today, man. Everything is like complete opposite right
it's
now.
a
I
rough
can't find-
week. We got people sick. I'm lacking energy because Sirianni drained me. Pause.
Wow.
But I talked about him. He was on my bench in one of my leagues. But my Goi of the week is Samuel Darnold. Should start going by Samuel. Samuel Darnold. 275 yards and 3 touchdowns in the Vikings' 4th straight victory. I guarantee you nobody had them going 4-0 to start the year. He's leading the NFL in passing touchdowns. I think he's at 11 now. His career high for a season is 19. It was with the Jets. Jets.
The second year, yeah.
Jets drained him like Sirianni drained me. Just
Yeah.
took off. The Jets are like the Monstars.
Well, now once they leave the Jets, they become studs. So
That's what I'm saying. Maybe okay. So the Jets do to players what the Monstars did to people. They take all their powers away, and when they leave, they get them back.
yeah.
But his completion percentage is 9 points higher than his career average, career high QBR, career high rating. MV Darnold apparently. I'd seen something. Someone put a slip in. It was Harrison Jr. for Rookie of the Year, Darnold for MVP, and Will Anderson to win Depoy. I think it was like $5 and won like $100K. It was something crazy, but out of all of them, Darnold is the most realistic at this point.
I think he comes back down to earth this week.
He will. He's not going to keep this up.
He is 4 games Josh Dobbs period.
Nah, he's better. He's going to have a better run than Dobbs.
He'll have I think he'll have a great year, but I think this week he'll.
Oh, you don't think Jets revenge game
Yeah.
in the Pip Cheerio game of the
Yeah.
week? I'm so happy we got the London games back, dude. I love breakfast ball. Yeah, I love me some breakfast ball. But yeah, Jets and Lions will be tough. At the Rams is never easy. So I don't think he'll keep this up at this rate. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Vikings are a playoff team at this point, and Darnold is the reason why, because he is absolutely balling out at this point. But go Sam Darnold. I hope he goes 5-0. I want to see not to nothing.
He already
against-
beat the Jets, so
Yeah, but like he didn't beat the Jets when he was on like his prime. Now he's like prime Darnold. He's writing back.
yeah.
He's not writing back. But JD, who is your Goi this week?
Moi Goi, AJ Hinch. We all know his story from the manager. He was the manager of the Astros. After 2019, the league suspended him, so the Astros were forced to fire him. So he was out of the league for a year, and the Tigers picked him up right away. I mean, rightfully so. I mean, he was a great manager for Houston. He brought that culture to Detroit. The first 3 years were not good up until this year. Really, this year, too, they were kind of average up until the last 2 months of the year, especially September. They went 17-7, so that was big. 10 years since the last playoff appearance, A.J. Hinch brought the boys back. Going up against the Orioles on Tuesday. I don't think they're going to win, but I think they're going to give a fight. I think they'll force to the game 3 on Thursday. I think they'll get one.
I think it's funny that the Tigers got better once Javi Baez got injured. Once you get a guy who hits like 150 out of lineup, that's what happens usually.
Yep.
Corey, who is your Moi Goi of the week?
All right, so Corey wrote down Ashton Genty.
Genty,
Yeah, I said that right. Running back for Boise State. I mean, I saw the one clip on ESPN where this dude like absolutely cooked like 7 dudes. He balled out against Washington State. Had 26 carries for 259 rushing yards, 4 TDs, and a 45-24 win. He averaged 10 yards a carry. Jesus.
Yeah,
He couldn't be tackled and shed so many tackles when he had the ball. 13 TDs and 845 rushing yards through his first 4 games.
I saw something on.
He's got to win the Heisman with that, right?
If he keeps this pace up, yes. He. I think right now he is second. I think Milrose first, just because Bama's undefeated.
quarterback.
And quarterback and 2 touchdowns, both running and passing every game. So I think right now it is Milrow. But Gene D is gonna. If he keeps this up, he's gonna be in the conversation. He's gonna be the first back.
What class is this dude part
He's gonna
of?
get drafted. He's going to
is
draft
he?
this year.
Okay, I just didn't
He
know if he was
was-
like a sophomore,
I
or
was-
if he's like the 170, like Ryan from
no.
Alabama. It's just some. All right, I'm 18
No.
now. Let's enter the NFL draft.
No. He coming into the season, I think he was the highest projected RB according to PFF on the big board. I think it was him, then Amarian Hampton, and then I think Quinshaw Judkins. I believe that was the order. But yeah, no, Gene T is an absolute beast, and he's going to be in conversation. He's the reason that Boise State is ranked and why Boise State would most likely make the CFP. Because their only loss right now is to Oregon. Again, they face UNLV at some point. They still have to win their conference, so there's still a lot of football left.
They ever
but
figure that stuff out with UNLV, the NIL stuff with their quarterback, or no? Is it just
He's gone.
He's gone. He's officially gone.
And then they won this week, and now they're ranked. So they probably will be like, yeah, we don't need you anymore.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, the fact that he quit on the team like that is
That's
Over
it's-
$100,000.
But this is what sports is college.
That's what
especially, it's come
NIL
to.
is doing.
Yeah, it's just not. It's not real. Like I know. We all make the jokes. My guy Dylan Raiola. I can guarantee you, after the season, every top 10 school is
He's
going to be
gonna
calling
call him,
him. But he's not. I don't think he'll leave. But they're going to try to force.
stick with match out rule.
I think he's going to stay there. But I think that's what's going to happen. They're all going to call him and try to force him to leave. It's just not. It's not right.
Surprise, man.
It's not right.
NIL is more or less ruined football. Just ruined college athletics.
Yeah.
That's all we got for Orgoys, though. Let's move over to pick 5 again. Corey picked a bad week to be sick, as he did the pick 5 this week. His pick 5 was the top 5 football chants. We're gonna do all of them. So start off with
I don't
number.
know this one.
Jack, do you want to lead this one for us? Because I'm not super familiar with this one. Number 5 is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like everyone has like it's the here we go Steelers, here we go. I feel like every team does that.
I feel like that's something that you
That's
hear
just
at,
like
a high
El
school
Generico,
football game. I don't know why that's top
Yeah.
5. Sorry, Corey.
It's a homebody pick, I think.
Yeah, of course he had to put his team in there.
Yeah.
Still, I don't know, dude. I feel like I
There's
feel
way
like black
better
and
ones.
yellow is a little bit more of
Yeah.
a. I mean, I guess I don't know if you want to consider that a chant, but like that before games is definitely would get me a lot more hyped up than here we go Steelers. I mean,
Yeah.
like that's the stuff you
Yeah.
can chant in, like the T-ball like dugout.
Yeah, Corey, you're fired. Number 4, we don't want to talk about your opponents, Cam. We don't like
I'm
Minnesota.
not doing it.
You have to.
I'm not doing it.
You got to do it.
I take the jersey off at least.
No, you have to wear the jersey.
Oh, I don't want to hit you.
The Minnesota Vikings. Skull. All right, that's enough. Enough of the skull.
Yeah.
That hurt my shoulder.
Does a soccer crowd feel?
I can kind of get it.
Yeah, because I mean,
When they bang the drum and everything, again,
Yeah,
when we're doing it with
skull.
when we're doing it with our small group of He Knows Ball, it doesn't sound great.
well, do you know about like I think it was 2016 Euros, like Iceland, that chant when they beat England and stuff like that. Like
Vaguely.
Skull started with like Iceland. I'm pretty sure it started with Iceland,
Mm.
but like that was crazy when they beat England like 2-0 in the quarterfinals of the Euros, and like they were like the entire country was there because it's like what 20,000 people, so they all just
It was
packed
just
into the
packed
stadium.
barns,
Yeah, so it literally was all of them doing Skull, and it was probably the most energetic I've ever seen a crowd. So I understand, gives us a
That-
crowd feel.
Gives that vibe. Number 3, we did it a couple weeks ago and they lost. I really don't want.
They already lost, so what's
Uh,
the worst thing that can happen?
You can lead it too. You got it.
I don't want to. It's the Philadelphia Eagles chant. So actually, now I want Soren to come lead it. Soren, come over here and lead it.
Soren, you can actually go right here because
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
You have to do, dude. You got to do it. If Cam did Skull, you have to do the Eagles chant.
You're not a Giants fan.
Soren got it.
That's what I'm saying. Soren, 3, 2, 1. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory.
1, 2, 3.
That's just not. All right,
Do you
go. You don't even know the. Sit down.
Bro,
You don't even know your own fight song.
I know it. and
What
I
a fraud! Wow.
Soren, go take a lap.
dude. That's like 5 laps.
Yeah, that's bad.
Soren, really?
All right. You ruined that. You just ruined everything, Soren. Number 2, the Georgia Bulldogs. I'm excited for this one. I actually really like this one. We ready to do this chant?
Yeah, you can lead it.
I'm leading it. What's that coming down the track?
What's
They're
that
coming
coming
down.
down the track?
It's the Mean Machine in the red and black.
It's
the mean machine in the red and black.
Ain't nothing finer in the land
Nothing finer in the land
than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan.
than a drunk, obnoxious Georgia fan.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Go Dogs.
Oh, go Dogs. Sick 'em.
Sick 'em.
Not quite the McAfee feel. It's ironic that the next team is give me Alabama as the number 1.
Blitz, Bama, Blitz. Don't
Don't give a damn about nothing but the Tide. So yeah, we got that's our top 5.
We should have done top. Next week needs to be a top 5 horse owners in all of college, like sports.
Oh, that would have been a good one for this week. We should have made Corey shelf this again. That was supposed to be the first week one. Yeah, there's a lot of
okay, list, Corey. Sorry you weren't here to.
Yeah, Corey, you got to step up the list a little bit. You picked Egypt for where to play.
I don't know, dude. That's gonna be hard to top. I feel like that was unfortunately. There's the Chronicles are no longer here with
Yeah,
us.
the
Yeah.
Lost Chronicles of episode 1.
Yeah.
All right, last bit before we wrap up this edition of He Knows Ball. Time for the Monday night picks. We showed the graphic earlier, but we're running back one more time. The standings of Monday night predictions. Bernie in first place. Everyone's separated at minimum by a game. Bernie in first, leading points, followed by Jack. Cam and Corey tied. 2 and 2, 91 points. Ben, 108 points, the worst point differential from that abysmal 45-7 Eagles pick. And then myself and John separated by 1 point, as we're both 1 and 3. And Soren in the cellar, 1 and 3 with 90 points. I'll get it started though. We'll start with the Miami game, and then we'll do the Lions game next. Wanna let stew for a little bit.
Yeah.
I got Miami beating the Tennessee Titans. Cam, I love how you put it in the folder.
Yeah.
Gia Duddy X versus CTEFC. But yeah, I have Miami picking up the victory. I think Snoop Huntley will kind of get Miami's offense clicking. I think Tyreek goes for 80 yards. I don't think that's too crazy. I honestly, for him, that's like 3 catches. I have in my note here, Brian Callahan tries to strangle Will Levis for a costly turnover. He is so over Will
Every
Levis.
time
at
I
this
think
point.
of that name, Brian Callahan, I think of the NFL draft movie.
Oh yeah,
Bo
on
Callahan.
draft day.
Bo
No,
Callahan.
100%.
Every time I hear it, dude.
Dude, maybe that's what we'll do. Top 5 greatest fictional quarterbacks. But, dude,
Callahan.
Bo
Bo Callahan's the bust. He's the
No,
biggest
no,
bust.
dude. Bo Callahan, they thought he was like this greatest thing.
That's
No,
what-
you're right. It's
You just said it. Bust.
Brian Kelly, who was the quarterback the Browns are trying to hold on to that movie. I forget what the name of the quarterback was.
Yeah, I think it was.
I think it was Brian
Kelly.
Kelly. Yeah, Brian Kelly's solid. But no, I got Miami.
And then they drafted
Vontae Mack.
Vontae Mack.
Got to take Vontae Mack. A great movie. But yeah, give me Miami to win, and Brian Callahan may assault his quarterback at the end of the game. JD, what do you got for this game, man?
I got the Titans 16-10, so a big defensive battle throughout. I think Levis and the boys just do enough to get the win. I'm not really convinced in them, but I don't think the Dolphins will do much with Snoop Huntley either. They just signed him like last week, and now he's starting for them. I mean, and they're one injury away from Tim Boyle stepping in, as we saw last week. So you don't want that. So
You got to let him boil, though.
yeah, you don't want that. So a Titans 16-10.
Not going to be a pretty game. Cam,
No.
who we got?
All right, so I'm Corey now. Right now, at least, Corey has the Dolphins 16-14. That sounds like a pretty boring game. As he put, and I quote, "This is going to be a tough watch if you're a fan of offense." And I could not agree anymore. I really don't have any faith in either people, but I'm not Corey. So
Snoop.
which quarterback is going to make the least amount of mistakes? That's a great question, Corey. I'm just wondering that too.
That's honestly what it's going to be. It's going to be Huntley because they're
Second-
going to give him like a watered down playbook.
Second question: which QB is going to be the least underwhelming? Probably Huntley. Just the time of preparation. I think that Dolphins pass rush with a turnover-prone Levis will be the difference. I mean, yeah,
Take the under.
he's right. Yeah, definitely take the under tonight. As for myself and myself only, I'm going 17-10 Titans. Titans need a win. I'm still not convinced that they. I mean, they definitely deserve to be 0-3 because of Will Levis, but like I don't think that defense is warranted being 0-3. So, with a very beat up and I would say deflated Miami Dolphins front offense, I mean head coach, quarterback, like offense, that team just feels extremely deflated right now, unfortunately. So I'm going 17-10 Titans.
Soren, come on down. I see you inching up to come here. Just honestly at this point, just so you don't have to come back up again. Stay at the fourth chair, man.
Yep,
Who do we
I
got
will
for this
stay.
game? What do we got for this game, Soren? Who do you think is winning Miami versus Tennessee?
I have Miami winning in the game today, I believe.
You do.
You got 21-20.
21-20.
Yep.
Yeah. I figured it was going to be maybe a little bit of a closer game. Not as much offense maybe for either side, but
You're just hoping for HN to have 3 touchdowns, basically. For fantasy sake, you are. You want HN to not score? You have him in fantasy.
I want at least everyone to
Okay.
go around and score.
All right.
So
Everyone's gotta have
that's
fun.
Enough, that's enough out of you. Mr. Biggs is going with the Titans to win 20-13. Any bold prediction for the game, Jack?
Will Levis throws every touchdown in this game.
We'll have even. Oh,
Pick
so even-
sixes,
pick
too.
six.
Yeah, I actually like that.
That's
I
a
like
good
that a
so
lot.
if for those of you who didn't hear, Will Levis throws every touchdown, including picks. How many? 2 pick sixes? And he missed the PAT. Yeah. Okay.
What about one like lateral? Like he's trying to go for some forward lateral, and it just like it kind of fumbles, and then it trickles on the ground. And
But he's going to be responsible for it.
oh, for sure.
He is responsible for every touchdown that gets scored. Ben having some car issues today.
Pittsburgh killed his car.
But he used his sister's car apparently.
Oh, okay.
His car is in trouble. But he has Miami very exciting game 10-7. I don't think you could ask for a more boring game. Maybe the Jets game this week.
You can't top that. Yeah.
I was about to say, at least he has both teams scoring a touchdown. And El Champion Bernie has Miami Dolphins winning 24-20. Damn, I really want him to be wrong about some of these picks. I want my crown back. My head feels so empty. But we'll switch over to the Blue Kitty Cats versus Dumb Birds.
Yep.
I'll get us started. I have the Detroit Lions winning 24-17. I think Monty is going to have a huge game. Play some bully ball. I have him going for over 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. I
Who,
think
both of them combined.
no, just Monty.
I
think
would say both
Monty-
of them combined.
I
dude.
think
It's every
Monty
game.
goes crazy today because I
What does he
really
not?
I think the Seattle secondary is really good. I don't think Amon Ra and them really have great games. I think they'll be fine.
Tim Patrick Hall of Fame game.
Tim
tonight.
Patrick legacy game.
Ooh.
But yeah, I don't think Goff is going to be the reason they win this game. I think it's going to be.
Better not be the reason why we lose it, dude. That's all I gotta say.
But yeah, give me the Lions 24-17. JD.
Thank you.
Who do we got, brother?
I got the Lions 30-21. Was Cam? We talked about this before. It's a big NFC game because at the end of the season it will probably mean a lot, like with seeding purposes.
Oh, absolutely.
So that's why I think Detroit gets the win tonight. It's gonna be big for them. I also don't think the Seahawks defense is as good as they looked the first 3 weeks. So I think Detroit will expose that. I think Sam Laporta. I said it last week. Shakir was gonna have a big game. He did. I think Laporta steps up tonight with a touchdown and 5 catches.
I would love that, dude. He has been Casper the Ghost, unfortunately. Brock Wright's been stepping up huge for filling in
Notre
that tight
Dame
end.
I love Brock Wright. By the
Brock,
way.
yeah,
Dame
Brock
alum.
Wright. What an absolute legend. I from the blocking tight end to literally our staple tight end right now. What a guy.
Corey has what?
Yeah, Corey talking here. We should FaceTime him right now and just see if he wants to pick up.
Let me try him. I don't think he's gonna. I'm also on SOS in here.
Actually, don't worry about it. Yeah, I forgot we
I was
don't
about
have
to
service.
say.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're watching this, Corey. I hope I'm doing a great job impersonating you. I try my absolute hardest.
I think you're doing a great job, Cameron.
Thank you, Soren. That means a lot to me. Anyways, Lions 24-17. My guy.
Same record or same score? Oh, Corey's trying to make sure I don't gain on him at this point.
Oh, okay.
He's blocking me off.
Actually, probably stole you quote for quote. This might be borderline plagiarism. Lions bully ball with Montgomery will continue as the Seahawks face their first true test of the season. Who else have they played?
Seattle.
Denver,
Broncos, yeah.
Patriots, and the Dolphins.
Pre or post CTE to a.
Post.
Post.
They had Skylar Thompson last week.
Okay. Oh yeah. That is right. Okay. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. Real.
Like that's the first offense they're really facing because
Yes.
it was Bo Nick's first start.
Jacoby
it
Brissett
was Jacoby Brissett and Skylar Thompson. So
and
they
Tim
haven't-
Boyle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They haven't faced any well, they've faced a good offense with terrible quarterback.
All right.
So
To wrap up what Corey said, not sold on the Seahawks. First true test for them of the season. They'll have to prove me wrong in this one. I agree. I 100% agree, Corey. You're a smart man,
Cameron
a smart
concur-
cookie.
Cameron concurs.
So going back into the first person, this is going to finish 27-24. Like I said earlier, we have not had a very great record against the Seattle Seahawks. The last time we did it, Calvin Johnson was still healthy. Matt Stafford didn't have a beard. Yeah, it's been a real long time. I mean, Dan Campbell was on the team like 6 years prior to that as well. It's been a very, very long time since we have beaten the Seahawks. Granted, there was a big gap. It was like 2018, 2019, 2022, 2023. I've been counting down the years because it's just absolutely disappointing. I don't need to go on too much of a ramble. Jared Goff can't throw this game away. If anyone's going to do it, it's going to be him, unfortunately. Dave Montgomery, bully ball. Frank Ragnow, get better. Soren, your turn.
All right. Thank you, Cameron.
Don't let this game. I got one more thing to say. Don't let this game go to overtime. We're losing this game in overtime. We need to finish this in the first half. That's just how this game's going to go.
Okay. I am going to take the Lions as well, and I will take them 27-20. I think that the offense is going to, have a good game, but also that defense has to step up a little bit, but I think it might be a little close depending upon what Seattle has in store. But like I said, hopefully the running game gets a little bit better. The defense, I believe, should be locked up pretty good. With Aiden Hutchinson maybe getting a couple of tackles here and there. That would be nice. Hopefully Amon-Ra will have a good game, maybe having 1 or 2 touchdowns.
No thanks.
And
I'm all right. No, I don't want
If he can keep his role that he has been keeping, he's fine. I
Yeah.
don't care if he gets the ball, dude. That man just needs to stay healthy and let J-Mo be wide open for 40-yard gains.
yeah, I think J-Mo is going to be the wild card too.
Yeah.
that. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, also I think maybe Reynolds might get some reps in there too. Maybe.
What? Are you talking about Craig Reynolds?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought you were
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
talk about
yeah.
Josh
No,
Reynolds. Okay,
yeah.
Kutztown alumni. What a guy. I love Craig Reynolds. Dude had the greatest
Really?
block of the year. I love Craig Reynolds. Have you not seen his block against the Buccaneers? Something the Eagles wish they could do.
Was this in a playoff game or?
No, it was before. It was when it was the first game where they were the orange creamsicle. I mean, he put some dude in a
Oh.
body bag. It was awesome.
Wow. I'm surprised.
Okay, Soren, leave. Go home.
No thanks.
You didn't bring us food this time. I'm sad.
I appreciate the Craig Reynolds love, though, Soren. I really do. That's a great call out.
Good shout out. Mr. Galco has the Detroit Lions 24-10. Hopefully his car gets better.
24-20.
Oh, 24-20. I can't read. It's been a long morning. It's already been such a long day. El Champion, Bernie Radel, 28-17 in favor of the Blue Kitty Cats. And lastly, Mr. Biggs going against the grain, taking the Seattle Seahawks 28-24. Finally got the soundboard to work. Good job, Cam. Any big predictions there, Biggsy?
I think they're going to limit K9 a bit. Coming off injury, Charbonnet goes nuclear, and JSN good game.
JSN good game. K9 gets limited, and Charbonnet goes, and I quote, nuclear.
I don't know about that one.
I mean,
You beat the Lions in the air. You beat the Lions in man coverage and in the air. You beat them on third down. Aaron Glenn sends some blitz for some reason on 3rd and 8, and then they get a 20-yard gain. That's how we're going to lose this game.
good football.
It is going to be absolute bully ball tonight, which is going to be awesome.
That's what I'm hoping.
Tonight's really a disappointment for YouTube TV users. That's like the biggest waste of money for split screen is having the Dolphins and the Titans on the left side, and then
It's just
like
so-
hopefully an absolute classic between the Seahawks and the Lions, because it should be.
At that point, just don't use split screen.
I know,
Just
dude,
focus on the
but you
Lions.
have to. You have to. It's Monday Night Football. You can't miss either game.
Hopefully the energy's better next week. I just wasn't feeling football really depressed me this week.
Yeah, and then the breaking news halfway through the show.
Yeah, that didn't help.
We were starting to get some like air, like some wind to ourselves, and then
Yeah.
that really deflated.
And our
but-
teams, man, just aren't. They're
Yeah.
not. They're not
Hopefully, I
it.
still have hope, I guess. My
you
Sunday
got
wasn't-
it. You
My
got it.
Sunday wasn't
Look,
ruined.
here's the thing. I don't have anything going on Sunday next week.
That's
Oklahoma's
perfect.
off. So my team takes me very dry next week, except, you know what starts Saturday? The greatest month in the history of time.
Red
October.
October, you.
Um,
It's fine. Lions got bye week next week, too. Boring week 5.
yeah. But it's all right.
Very
We're
boring.
hoping Red October. We have Bryce Harper over there, Bedlam at the bank. We're hoping for that again. Go Phils. That's what I'm going to leave with. You boys got anything else?
I'll let you go
Don't
first.
blow it, Jared. Don't blow it.
I got to lock in about an hour. Let's go Mets. Hopefully we get the game 1 win. Tyler McGill, I'm your biggest fan today, but if you screw up, I'm your biggest hater, just so you know. But let's go Mets.
We want to hear OMG by the end of the game.
Yes, and we want Sevy to not pitch today so he can start tomorrow. Best case. That's all I got. I'm good.
Go Mets, I guess.
You know, we haven't done any little Go Lions or anything yet.
Do you want to do Go Lions?
But I don't know about that, dude. I feel like I kind of need to one-up Soren. He doesn't even know the Eagles fight song.
Yeah, I know. I'm disappointed. Soren, I hope you're listening. Lock in.
I also think he meant Josh Reynolds, but
He
that's
definitely,
my
he
opinion.
definitely, he,
I don't
he
think he knew who Craig
definitely.
Reynolds
was.
If you
I
didn't say
really
Craig Reynolds, he was. Yeah, Soren.
Yeah, I don't know.
Soren, you got a no ball, big dog.
Soren, I guess this one's for you because you don't know the Eagles fight song, and I haven't even lived in Detroit any part of my life. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield, and when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rah, rah, rah. Go hard, win the game. Through victory, we'll keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go Lions! That one's for you, Soren.
That's great. I couldn't be happier.
he went right at him. Look
Do you
at
know?
that.
Do you even know it?
I-
I bet
I-
you've never heard of Gridiron Heroes.
Oh, I've never heard that.
My dad hates it. He thinks it's not the best.
It's
touchdown song.
very like old schooly.
Oh, it was
You could
written in
say-
like the 30s.
I was gonna say it
I
was like
could tell,
very
yeah.
it was very like original Lions type. But no, I like the fire going in tonight.
Yeah, all right, we
Um,
need this win. For
I,
my
I
sanity.
hope. I was gonna say. I hope for your sake, they win because otherwise, Bernie's gonna edit that together of them losing after. For one
Yeah,
of the
with
Bills.
that, it's gonna be that with like the raindrops going down.
But that's gonna do it for this edition of He Knows Ball. Make sure to like and follow and subscribe on everything: TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
Spotify's now up and running too.
Make sure
Spotify,
make
yeah.
sure to check us out on Spotify.
With video too.
Yeah, any love and support you guys can give us is always greatly appreciated. Happy 50th birthday one more time to VMFM 91.7. I'm not singing happy birthday. I don't have enough energy for that.
No.
That's okay.
Make sure to like, subscribe. All Your Sport is great. And Corey, get better. Soren, no ball. Ben's car.
Get better too.
Start.
Start. Yeah, I guess start. For JD, Cam, everyone at He Knows Ball, I'm Vinny. Y'all have a great day. See you next time.